Yo, yo. I need a mic check today, you guys, because I am not sure y'all will be able to hear me just quite yet. So somebody in the comments hit me with a mic check. Hit me with a ghost. I hear you. I guess I could just go live. Let's see if that'll work. All right, cool. Yes, sir. What up, J Ship? You dang right, bruh. We just hit the lotto. I hope y'all are ready to go today because I got a lot of information to go over with you. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. Jay Ship. Nice to see you. We got approximately 94 people in here and counting. And of course, I want to say thank you so much for showing up and showing out as always. Listen, I need you guys to do me a solid. We're streaming on Twitch, on YouTube, and on X. And I need y'all to do me a solid. I need y'all to go, repost it, quote it, like it. In the main page, Just the Lotto, and on my page, I am Ghost underscore AF. I need you to go in the reply section and I need you to drop some Lotto memes or some NFT that you have, whether it's the zeros, the Lotto ballers, the OGs, or even, of course, the Yo Lotto minis. I Okay, I see you. I am LC. Hey yo, nice to see you in here. Roxy says Twitch. Is Twitch not working right now? Let's see if I can get Twitch to go. Let's try one more time. Boop boop. Twitch says the title is invalid. Try changing it a bit. Let's change the title here real quick. SHiLL for the thrill of it. Brought to you by. Oh, maybe that's why. Let's go ahead and adjust this bad boy. Bear with me for just a moment, everybody. Let me get this situated real quick. It's not just a lotto. It's a movement. Now we're live on Twitch. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, I think we should be good on all aspects of it now. If you are on Twitch, hit us with a live reply. If you're on YouTube, hit us with a live reply. If you are on X, hit us with a live reply, but also hit us with an actual reply on the main page. Just a lotto and mine, please. Remember, the algorithms go crazy with replies. So like it, reply, quote, repost, all of it. Man, the more the merrier, man. Sharing is caring. If you believe in this movement and you think we're headed places, you should want everyone and their mom in it. And the only way that they know about it is if they tap in. And as always, I don't need you telling people to buy Lotto. I don't need you telling people how long they got to hold for. We don't care. We just want them to join the movement. You don't got to own a token to join the movement. If the movement is for you, then yeah, support us, have some fun with us. But if it ain't for you, no hard feelings. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here. Just crossed over 120 lives so far. I appreciate you guys going in on the replies and reposts and quotes. My phone is going nuts, so I appreciate that to the full extent. Shout out to you, Dante. Nice to see you in here. Sherry says it's working now. Okay, cool. Awesome. We got a lot to unpack today, and I think it's a good time to kind of get down to the basics. I think in all honesty, I think recently our streams have been super fun. Don't get it misconstrued. But I do believe we need some substance. I believe we need some substance. I think one of the biggest reasons that I'm even streaming is because of the responses that I got when I did spaces. And if you guys have never been to one of my spaces, no matter what that title says, no matter what the topic of convo is. It is 100% raw, uncut, genuine, back and forth between anybody and everyone. We don't fault you or think less than or judge your opinions or views, whether it's political, whether it's relationship status, whether it's business, whether it's whatever you're into. We've never been here to judge, but I think it is extremely important that people's voices are heard. And I think that lately it's been extremely difficult to get you to come up here and have your voice heard. Now, I understand it's a live stream, and yes, there's a camera on me for the most part all night, but it doesn't mean you need to have a camera. That's not how this works. So on X, when we did our spaces, it was easy. You saw the space, you joined the space. If you wanted to chime in, you requested a mic. If the person, the host or the co-host was cool, they let you have the mic, and then you got an opportunity to have your voice heard. Nobody knew that you requested except for the host and the co-hosts. Nobody knew if you got rejected. So there's a little bit of a feeling of comfort when you see a space and you want to jump on, but don't get called upon, etc. Again, if you've tapped into my spaces, you would understand that it's open mic always. And this has not changed, not one bit, just because we're now streaming live. So I want you guys to understand this is extremely important to me. It's deeper than Lotto the coin for me. Okay? For me, I want you to have your voice heard. I want you to feel comfortable and confident enough to come up here on a live stream and talk. I don't care if you want your camera on or off. That's the beauty of this. You can still come up here and talk like this the entire time. Nobody has to see your face, or you don't have to dox yourself. Okay? How do you come up here versus a space? In spaces, you hit request, you're up. In here, there's really not too much of a difference. You just need a link, and the link takes you backstage. If you want to have your voice heard, if you want to say hi, if you have questions, if you want to talk about something that changed your life, if you want to add substance to these calls, I encourage you to do so. It is so easy. You just DM me on X. That's my handle. IAMGHOST_AF. You literally go to X and you DM me and you say, hey, can I have a mic? That's it. Now, even if you're not going to use it today, request for it. I can send you the link. It's the same link every single time we go live. So anytime you're listening and you go, oh, I want to add something to that, you can go to you and I's DM. You can click on, you go backstage, and you just get pulled right up. It's that simple. And when you get pulled up, you can mute, you can unmute, you can have your camera on, you can have your camera off. It's no different than spaces. Zero. I promise you. But I kid you not, we're lacking community with these streams. We are lacking individuals like yourself. I like to connect with you guys. I could tell you a fun fact about pretty much every single person in this community, but that'll shrivel up and go away if we're not having those powwows, those convos, those talks. It's extremely important to me. If you support me and you support this movement, I need you to understand it's important for me to hear from you. Ideas spark. Motivation, inspiration, encouragement, uplifting, all of this is made possible by the community, not me. It's the community. The community is what pulls this out so that I can convey these messages and talk and have a good time about it. I don't want it just to be us busting chops left and right with no substance. So I'm encouraging every last one of you guys to grab a mic. Without further ado, we got one homie that always grabs mics when he ain't working, taking codes. And that's the homie Doc Zigga, man. What's good, my dude?
Out of solidarity alone, man. I'm listening to what you're saying. I had to grab a mic. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. You know, it's like we used to have so much substance, so much great
Yeah.
conversation,
It
so
sucks because like
much.
these are way better. Like the format of this is so much better, but it was like popping way more with the just regular spaces.
You know what trips me out, bro?
Hmm.
On our regular spaces, you know, we get 60 people, maybe 40 on a low end, 60 on the average. Maybe we get 80 to 100 every once in a while when it was like a popping day in the markets. Bro, we got 195 people concurrently watching right now. You would imagine that would encourage more people to come up. I don't know if it's so many people that get nervous.
Yeah, like maybe they feel pressure to put the camera on, but I feel like no one ever puts their camera on anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Man, it ain't no difference than a space at the end of the day. And here's where I knew it was a trip. I was talking to Trucker, Frank from Interlink. And I was like, yo, bro, it's been a while, man. Like, you should come up on these spaces. How do I do it? I said, what you mean, man? I send you a link, you come on up. He's like, oh, so I don't know. So you tell me. So what, you're going to send me a link? I come up. Yeah, bro, it's super easy. And it's the same link. So I'll shoot you the link now. Yeah. Anytime you get a free time or you see we're live and you want to chime in, just click the link and head backstage. I'll pull you up right away. And he's like,
yeah, I
didn't know it was that hard. You know what I mean? He's
How is
like,
that hard?
No, he was joking. Like, I thought this whole time it was way more difficult to get up there.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping that's all it is, bro. I'm hoping that y'all just don't realize how easy it really is. It's a link. You click on it and only click the link that comes from me, so you know you're not going to get hacked and tampered with. Click the link. You're not connecting anything like your wallet or anything like that. It's free. You just click the link same way you would click a button like request. You're just clicking the link, you come up here, and that's it. I promise you, it's super easy. You look sharp, bro. You got a haircut?
What's up?
I say you looking sharp right now. You got a little haircut real quick or what?
No, I probably just always wear a hat.
Is that what it is?
But I cut my hair 2 days ago.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks shorter than it normally is.
But I mean, I cut my hair like myself every 2 weeks, so it's hard to. It's not like I don't know. But thanks, man. I did a good job. You're saying.
Yeah, it looks like you got a good fade going, bro. Hey, I'll keep it a buck, man. You know, I can never hate, bro. I got to keep it a buck, bro. You should looking clean right now.
You miss the days where you had that hair, huh? I'm getting there, man. I think I'm starting to lose it. Definitely in the back here.
Man, my shit's definitely a little receding, but it's not. I mean, I think I'm the only one that really notices it. But I just figured it would be best to just, if I gotta sit here and go like this when I'm doing my hair with that shit and kind of pull it up a little bit to make sure it looks.
Bro, I wish I could wear a hat at work. I really do. I would wear a hat 24/7.
Yeah, I do, bro. Shit, I always wear a hat. I do. I definitely do. We got a lot to unpack today, though, man. There's definitely some things.
Get some other people up here. What are you guys doing?
You know what?
What are you guys doing?
I'm telling them to DM me and shit. Let me check my DMs just to make sure I didn't leave anybody hanging real quick.
You could probably, I don't know if it would be safe to post like this link in the Just the Lotto chat, and then anybody could save it, I guess, if they ever do have time to come up here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, dude, the best part about it is it's not like by having the link you can do anything weird. I mean, really,
it's not like we're like overflowing with people. Hey, Roxy's here. Look at that. Roxy.
What's up, Roxy?
Dr. Professor Egon Twitch Roxy Bitch the Third. How you doing?
Hi. Hey guys. I'm good.
Up? Oh man.
Have you thought about running the stream and running a space at the same time? I know it sounds confusing, but it's very possible.
No, it doesn't sound.
How do you get the audio to link?
I mean, you don't even have to do it all like that. I mean, I could literally. Here's the situation. On X, you either got the pink live or the purple live. So, unless we're not sharing with one of the accounts, it could be just a Lotto, for example. I could share that one with this stream and then maybe don't share with the Ghost one. Then I could log on with my computer, do the Ghost log on, and it
But
would
I
pick
guess
up the.
it would maybe be confusing for people listening, actually, because I don't know if they. Yeah, no, I don't think that would work, actually. No, I'm thinking about it. Because people, like, they're either going to listen to the stream or the space.
And they
Yeah,
won't
the
be.
But they
time,
listen-
the mouth will always be off, the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
no,
screen capture video, but the second you tried, the audio just you can't. It picks up this
yeah.
audio, put this on mute, and then it's very difficult to do. But there is a way. And I'll determine to figure it out. The one
You're
thing I will
roboting.
say, you said what?
You're
Yes.
roboting a little bit.
You're rugging.
I am?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes.
Let me try something here.
Say something, and then we'll tell you. I don't think it's happening anymore.
You said you don't think it's happening anymore?
Yeah, it sounds better for now.
Okay, well, if it does again.
Oh yeah, it's still rugging. You rugging, man.
You rugger.
You mother rugger. All right, I'm gonna switch devices real quick just to be on the safe side. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Egon, grab a mic.
I have the mic, and I feel like a Dane Cook sketch. I'm literally in the kitchen washing a plate. I was washing a dish, and
you
then
just
I
get in a
heard them
fight?
call me for a
You
mic.
just get in a fight with your significant other?
Is that why I wash a dish?
No, that's
I
the
would
joke.
have to-
His joke is like he's having
No, it was because the cops were outside. And
Oh,
they
I'm
were like,
thinking
oh, they always have to go tell the cops what they were doing. They were like, oh, yes, I heard somebody yelling. I was in my kitchen. I was washing a dish.
I was washing a dish.
Yeah, the whole thing. But, you know, I'm not here to promote any gambling or anything, but somebody shouted out that it was Matt and Mervis's birthday today. And,
Who's?
yeah, let's go. That's my question. Who the F is Matt Mervis? But that
Mervis.
question paid out for me twice.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Hit a dinger out of the park. Meanwhile, the Phillies game, last I checked, had like 0 runs. Or homers, excuse me. Lots of runs. Giants were kicking. Oh. Whoa.
In feedback.
Tunnel audio.
All right, let me know if you guys can hear me a little better now.
Yeah,
You are crystal clear now.
I don't care, man.
All right, I'm gonna rock with this for just a moment. But yeah, Roxy, 100%, dude. There's definitely a way to do it, and I'm definitely determined to do it. I mean, here's the reality of it. I don't want anyone feeling pressure to come up here. That's the last thing. I just want people to know how easy it is. When I
want them
spoke to
feeling
Eric,
pressured. Until they come up here, I want them to feel pressure. I'm just kidding.
well,
Legit,
no,
you
dog,
just ask us for a link.
it's a trip, bro, because I'm telling you, once I spoke to Frank, he thought it was like this whole, difficult scenario to even get in here. And once I broke it down to him, he's like, what the fuck? That's it. So I would imagine if he's thinking that, someone who knows how to stream, who live streams on the promo page, who does a lot of that shit, if he's thinking it's probably difficult, I would imagine a lot of others think the same thing. And I just want everyone to understand
it's not super user friendly for sure.
I think it's also pulling people off of X, and that becomes a struggle. Like, that's why it's harder to get people into Twitch. But once they get in there, they're like, oh, this chat is awesome, blah, blah, blah. But it's getting people in there and getting people on the stream to try it. So they're like, oh, this isn't difficult.
And I'm
But,
sorry if
like,
I'm
pulling
retreading
them away
ground
from
if you
X
guys already
seems to
covered.
be the struggle.
Yeah.
I think we can overcome that, Roxy, if we, let's say,
Yeah, we
Saturday,
can.
right, with, hey, the drawing. Here's tonight's guest link, and we can literally just post the link there, anybody who wants to join, and then there will obviously
Right.
be
Yeah, I was wondering
But it's
if
always the same link every time.
No, I can put it through Bitly, and it'll generate a different thing each time.
Okay, yeah. If you did that, yeah.
Yep. So I think that'll
But
work.
Definitely.
not for me because I have this shit bookmarked and I just click it.
But
every time.
you're fine. You're fine.
You'll
be
always
good.
be able to get in with the original link. But if you
Correct.
made a new link every week for public,
Bingo.
then that would ensure that it's not spread like wildfire to where I gotta basically what my
Oh,
here's the
I
deal.
see what you mean. That's smart. Yeah.
To regenerate one. Yeah.
Here's the
I got
deal. You can have up to 10 people up here.
Correct.
However, people coming backstage, it could overwhelm the software itself. Even if they're not up here, just you got 15, 20 people trying to request in, it'll cause havoc, if you will. But the
my
bottom
phone blows
line
up as is.
here's the bottom line. I got a lot of DMs that say, man, I've been meaning to come up there and I'm going to do it one of these days. And Listen, don't feel pressured, but I want you to know it's best to request the link so you have it. That way, anytime, spur of the moment, you get the fucking urge to want to jump up here, you just click on the link and you're backstage and you get pulled up. It's that simple. I just wanted you to understand how easy it is, most important. This whole convo was meant for everyone out there to understand how easy it is to come up here. The reason I say substance is important to me is because I know what it's like to feel alone. Everybody has at one point or another felt extremely alone. You're not alone. And sometimes just coming up and talking with the same people you tweet or send DMs and group messages with, sometimes just conversing with them quicker than the text and the waiting for the response, it opens you up. You get to kind of get a little bit more familiar with the people that you're speaking to. And it's a lot of fun. There's so many people that have grabbed a mic that typically don't grab mics or never thought they would. And they end up always grabbing mics now. And so I just want you guys to understand how easy it is. More importantly, it's very fucking easy. Crypto Homer says it best, man. He was nervous and then he did it. And then he realized how fucking easy and chill it is. Like it really isn't that crazy. I promise you. So don't let your, this is something I always try and tell people. Push the envelope, man. If there's certain things in life that you want to do, don't bitch out. Don't just sit back and go, I would, or maybe I should. No, do it. What is the worst that can happen? You got to do it. You got to fucking experience it. I'll never forget Ash. Ash had never grabbed a mic in her life. Never thought she would. Came up and grabbed a mic one time. Decided she's grabbing a mic almost every time she's available. And then got not one job, but 2 jobs in Web3 hosting a show by grabbing a fucking mic. This is someone who's like not about that life, but you never know where life takes you.
I didn't know that.
Receptive to it. Yeah, bro. Ash was like, what the fuck? Can you believe it? I'm like, yeah, I can. When I listen to you, you're genuine. You're real. People like that shit, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, she's always seems like a good speaker when I hear her.
Yeah, bro. She's a good person. Her laugh is contagious. She has substance. There's things that she, brings up that's fucking, worth a damn. I mean, it's just all of the above, man. I just wanted you guys to know it's really fucking fun. It's really easy. And man, when you're having a hard time, come up here and talk to me. I got you. When you're having a good time, come up here and talk about it. It's just so important to have that bond. And I feel like we're bonded already, bro. You can't break our bond. The community itself is as strong as I've ever seen any community ever. So I can care less if you grab a mic for real. I swear it doesn't bother me or affect me. But I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of you out there that I know clearly by the DMs that you guys have thought about it before and want to do it, but just haven't taken that step to just do it. And I'm telling you right now, just fucking do it. It's really fun. And chances are you'll be up here more often than not once you get that first one under your belt.
Rip off that Band-Aid, baby.
Yeah, rip it off. Rip it off. I'm sending an invite code. Again, just so you guys have it. I'll send it in the Just the Lotto one. I don't even care. Don't feel like, send it to me, direct message it back to me on a DM. That way you have it easier to find, since I know some of these group chats get a little wonky. A lot of information in there as well, of course. And there it is. That's the link, bro. You literally click on that link from the Just a Lotto group, and you'll be ushered backstage, and I can grab you up the second you come up. Now I'm switching back to my other device because I want to make sure it fucking works, and I don't like being off camera. Shit feels fucking weird for me. So hold on.
I don't like not knowing that I'm the only person on camera. That's the only problem I have. I wish I got a little notification that's like, hey, you're the only person up there. And then I would turn my shit off.
You mean a notification other than you looking at the screen?
Well, I'm not looking at it. I'm doing other shit.
That's what I meant. Like you'd be, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like I wish it went like bling. Everyone's fucking staring at you. I wish I got one of those.
It's like AI tracking.
Yeah.
Doc, I just sent you something in your DMs. If you leave and try and re-enter, you can just hit edit avatar up top.
What do you mean
FYI.
edit avatar?
FYI, I sent you a DM.
I'm trying to think what you mean. Okay, I'll look.
For in StreamYards, when you go to log back in.
Well, my avatar is customized, right?
Right now, yep. Every time you log in, you can hit that. You could be something different every time.
Why do you want to do that every time? You trying to be like Roxy or something?
Well,
oh, Egon, yeah, look how narcissistic. He wants me to change my PFP to hit the thing at him.
Look, man, you asked for it today, so I didn't see it get launched. So I figured, hey, if you wanted all three of us to be like that, that was cool. And I wanted to shout out Roxy so hard because I don't think she was not on voice last night, and I'm losing mine. What you did was absolutely phenomenal. I could feel the love through the phone. It was freaking phenomenal.
Hey, real quick, I want to give a special shout out to Carly. Not only did she drop the AF behind her name now, right? But more importantly, the first time she grabbed a mic was during karaoke night. Second time she grabbed a mic was during poker, which she got second place. Third time she grabbed a mic, she got first place in poker. So you guys are trying to be like Egon and hit the lotto. You could also get like Carly, grab a mic and hit the poker tournaments. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Nice to see you in here, Carly.
All the luck. That's the only reason I have a mic, because Carly had come up and I was like, I can't just put the mic down.
I mean, check it out. She's like, I'm the shyest person ever, and it was so fun. And we're not paying her to say this shit, bro.
I am
It's real.
too, Carly.
Carly,
I am
still good to
too.
have you up here.
Arn, you say you miss spaces. What do you miss about spaces versus this? Like, what's the difference in your eyes? I want to know. And I'm not trying to like call you out. I'm curious because for me, I see a lot more than spaces. Spaces rugged us half the time. We couldn't hear each other half the time. We couldn't make people co-host or host, or there was only a certain amount of people that can grab mics. Like, it got pretty messed up half the time, for me at least, running them. Maybe from a listener, it was a little bit more smooth from your guys' standpoint, but for us trying to run spaces, it definitely rugged half the time. People couldn't hear, so they had to log out and log back in a lot. That happened pretty much every stream.
I think I know a lot of people feel the way Arn does. They may not voice it, but a lot of people do. I think it was easier for people to just hop up. It was like cozy. It was like our little space, and like you didn't have to leave X. Like pulling people off of like their main platform is always a struggle, no matter what that platform
But
is.
hold on a second.
It's
Why
not
are they
impossible,
leaving?
obviously.
But
Well,
no, I
like
don't
if you
understand.
wanted,
Why are
you
you
could
leaving?
still be
Hold
on
on.
your space.
I don't know why people would be leaving X. I don't understand that part.
Well, if they want to come up on stage, they have to go to StreamYards. So they have to
Right.
leave X. With
Right,
Spaces,
but
you're already on X. You just hop up.
Right, but Arn
But you can
doesn't
go
grab
on your
mics.
computer. You can still have X on your phone, you know?
Well, it doesn't even matter if you got one device or
I
not.
know,
It's
but a
not
lot
like
of people
Arn
are
grabs
just on.
mics. Okay, hold on a second. Arn doesn't grab mics, so he would never have to leave X.
Oh,
right?
he's trolling again, huh? But
Who's
still,
trolling?
that is true.
I
Aren't
don't
the only
know. I
person
mean, I
grabbing
don't know.
mics.
The vibe was just. I mean, other
But
people have said it too. I don't know. The vibe was
No,
just
it makes
different.
sense,
Listen.
but it's like
I promise you don't. Please don't get defensive on me, guys. I'm trying to figure out how we can make sense of everything.
oh yeah, I'm not
I
getting
know.
defensive. I just wanted to let
No,
you
I know
know.
you're not. I know you're not. I just hear me out for a sec.
Go ahead.
I know that
Monica.
I know that change is change. Some people love change, some people despise it. I also understand logistics. If I'm a listener that only listens on spaces, this stream is no different. I can click on the purple circle instead of the pink circle instead of the purple circle, and I'm tapped in live. I can turn my volume up and volume down. It's exactly like how spaces.
yeah.
I don't have to grab a mic. If I'm just a listener, I don't have to go to Twitch. I don't have to go to YouTube. Because let's face it, on X via Spaces, we didn't have Twitch or YouTube. You clicked on the top bar just like it is now, and you listened. You can still scroll while you were listening. There's realistically no difference if you're a listener. Now, if you're somebody who grabs a mic, I can understand, hey, I don't want to go on here and then I can't scroll and do all that fun stuff because I only have one device. Like that, I totally understand.
Do you know what it
But
probably is? It's probably the people that like usually don't grab a mic, but maybe every once in a while want to, and they're like lazy and don't want to like figure out something. It's not like the people that always do, and it's not the people that never do. It's like those in between type of people that are like ex regulars, you know?
No. I feel you on that. Like here's what trips me out. Again, this is just about change, right? Because Arn's saying he's not trolling, he's being serious. He's like, I can't
Yeah, no,
explain
I'm
it.
speaking to that.
Well, he's saying I can't explain it.
I'm trying to
So,
explain that at least.
right? Like that's what I want to know. Like, is it something in particular that's different? Because if you're just X and you don't like leaving X, you don't have to.
I feel like, so say you're somebody that's like maybe a little shy or doesn't always want to grab a mic, but maybe every once in a while would, depending on who's grabbing mics at that time. Like you might, that's like a lower like barrier of entry for you than it would be to like maybe grab this new link and then like join the people that are doing this stream. It's like a weird, just like psychological thing, I think, for some of
Right,
them.
but this is what, again, this is where it fucks me up. Like Roxy, you're posting in there from the Just a Lotto page saying the vibe was different. What's different? What vibe? What's different? Tell me, I want to know.
Yeah, the vibe isn't different.
No, she's saying the vibe was different, and she's not the only one that thinks the vibe was different. So I'm trying to understand. Here, you're able to talk amongst each other way better than in X replies. They're live right here. You can post the whole time, so you get way quicker responses. They come up on screen, so if you want to say
Yeah,
something but not grab a mic, you have that ability to do so.
it's way
What's
better.
so different?
It's just that it's different, I think. And you know what? I would say the only reason the vibe's different is because no one else is here. Everyone else isn't in here that makes the vibe. So like, hurry up and get in.
I still want to know who. Like, think about who grabs mics when we were on X.
Oh, that isn't grabbing a mic here.
Tell me who they are.
I feel like there was
Tiggy, for one.
Who?
who?
Tiggy.
Tiggy's not grabbing a mic right now. That's absolutely correct. Who else?
I have terrible memory.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. Like I'm like they call me is my nickname. I don't remember shit.
I mean, realistically speaking, I'm telling you, it's different. Some people don't do good with change. Like I understand that. But when you think about what we're trying to accomplish, oh, I missed spaces. Dude, I was on a space earlier. There was 20 people in there.
And yeah, Parker too. Parker's never in here. I'm gonna
Parker
call that.
doesn't come on spaces either, though. He'd come
But he
on
used
spaces
to a little
for
bit.
6 seconds.
He would go in like
Parker's
one out of
grazing.
6 spaces. He'd be in
He's
there.
grazing.
He's grazing. He's sleeping. Like he never comes on spaces. I mean, we were lucky to get him on a space maybe once a week, if that.
Yeah, every once in a while. I don't think I've seen him on these ones once yet.
He's been on here like 4 times
Yeah,
total.
yeah. We've seen
Once
his
a week.
knees. He streams his knees.
He streams his knees. You
You know,
might
I
even
never
see his
saw his
steering
knee
wheel.
before, and this, you know, I got to see his knees. That was nice.
Oh yeah,
The
did he have body?
shoes. I mean, my point is, it takes collectively us to recognize what's different or what's not. I refuse to just believe we can run around saying it's just different. It's just different. It's the vibe. It's different.
I don't
What's
know how to
different?
explain it. I'm not hating. Like, I love the streams now. When it first started, I didn't. But I love that we've done Twitch and like we have 71 followers and over 50 are subscribed. Like, that's crazy. This thing's only been up for a few weeks.
We
But
couldn't
like
get we couldn't get 71 people in a space unless there was some kind of alpha or soul bank issue.
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
literally.
no.
So I want you guys to understand something. We've never experienced FOMO with a live stream going. What nobody understands is how important that is. We talk about eyes on the prize. You can't get much eyes on the prize when 300 people would watch or listen to some point or another a space call. That's it. 400 if there was some crazy news. And that was not concurrent. That was literally just at one point that user tapped in. Right? You got to understand the difference and how powerful this will become. It's not just having 313 people right now, which is light work for the first 45 minutes. But we're talking about 1,000+ people 90% of the time are watching this currently. We've surpassed the amount of holders we have with live viewers concurrently watching. So you have to understand we have a plan. But if the team ain't behind it, and all we can say is it's just a vibe, it's just a little different. I don't really like it. It's not exactly it. Then we're never gonna get that full snowball effect. It has to be encouraged. There's a reason that we're streaming off multiple platforms. There's a reason for this, and it's coming to fruition. Just so everybody is clear, we've never not had a plan. Never once have I just been like, oh, I'm just gonna wing it and we'll see how it goes. No. Strategically, we're putting things in order and we're releasing them in a specific order for everything to make sense. I have people that collectively are like, hey, let's do a buy train. Trust me when I tell you, you don't need to do all that. If you want to understand, supply and demand is what controls price action. That's it. There's infinite amount of variables that's going to shrink supply and increase demand. And the best way to do it is if people know you exist. If they do not know you exist, you'll never increase demand. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Your demand will always decrease because the people that are obviously convicted are going to buy as much as they can until the well runs dry. There's no other way. So the plan that we have with live streaming, Roxy's got the keys to Twitch because she's used Twitch. She understands Twitch. She knows what she's doing with Twitch. She's the reason we broke over 50 subs to Twitch. And all of this collectively is a snowball. This is a sheep mentality world we live in. People don't sub when there's 10 people subbed. People sub when they see there's hundreds of people subbing. They don't want to miss out. So as we grow Twitch, and YouTube just got re-triggered back on, which was almost 3 years dormant, as shit starts to collectively grow, our X numbers are always our X numbers. Crypto's huge on X. That's why it's like this. But collectively, if we don't sit there and say how it's so different and it's so weird and the vibe is different and the vibe is that, and we can't just say, fun facts, bro, that are opinionated. We got to be like, yo, dude, this is what's different. Can we try this? Otherwise, we'll never be able to rearrange things to make it work for everybody. We're not selfish people. We want everyone to feel included. Remember, the opening statement that I said was, I need substance. I'm not going to come up here and talk shit and kick it for fucking hours of hours if there's no substance. It doesn't make sense for me. If I don't have people telling me that they're feeling helped, I told you I won't do this. And it's not about me. It's just about my mission in life. I told you guys I feel pulled to help. I want my platform to be huge so I can help people. Lotto's gonna come. There's no way around it. Listen to me what I'm saying right now. There's absolutely no chance in you know what, that this particular project doesn't succeed. How fast until you consider it a success is obviously subjective. But I promise you, there's not a doubt in my mind that the project's not gonna flourish. We don't even have to stream and it would flourish because we have the right people behind it. So I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with being of assistance in this world. I want people that want to become the best version of themselves. They're not going to become the best version of themselves if they're just saying things are weird now and it's different and I don't know what else to say about it. No, dig deep. What's different? What would you like changed? Maybe there's a way we can make it happen. There's no way we can become the best version of ourselves by just listening. We also got to figure out ways to speak on things, even if it's things that have already helped you, even if it's things you've already gone through. Not the mama came up one time. I swear to God, it was one of the most impactful things I ever heard. She lost her husband. She had to take care of the 2 kids, but also another 2 kids from their marriage that weren't even her offspring. And she had to raise these 4 people while going through a battle of cancer, and did it with a fucking smile on her face. And as hard as those times were, she got through it. She now has proof that she got through this. Do you understand how inspiring that is to someone who's going through something not even similar on a scale, but relative enough for them to comprehend how much they're going through and how this person was able to get through it? Having White Boy come up here, Mr. Young Pat, talking about his issues and the things he struggled with, and him literally being able to say, all right, Ghost, you say put the bottle down for 30 days, fuck it, I'm gonna match that. Having Massimo go make that another 90 days. He's on like 24, 25, 26 days at this point. Look at him, he's got a job, he's sending us pictures of him working. He's slapping the chart, he's up to 1.5 million tokens. Like, this is shit that's impacting people's lives. That's why I do this. I don't do this to just kick it and talk and have a good time. That comes with the territory, but I need the substance. I need people to tell their stories. I need to be uplifted too. You guys always uplift me when you tell me your stories. You guys always encourage me to want to do this kind of shit when you guys are going, let's get this shit going, and you're rowdy about it. But man, at what point do we go, okay, this stream is way bigger. It's got a lot more eyes on it. Is that it? Is that intimidating for you to grab a mic because maybe more people are watching? Because if that's the case, that's understandable. We can get through that. But we got to figure it out. Like, we, as a unit, we need to figure out what's different, what can be changed, or if it's just over time, we'll get used to it. I'm not in the realm of getting used to shit. If something don't feel right, I ain't doing that shit. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm first gonna analyze why it doesn't feel right, and then I'm gonna change what I'm doing in order for it to make sense. I put out a poll today. Who wants to talk about perps? Because it seems like that's what I'm getting DMs about right now. People said back in the day, oh, I need help with trading, so I did the crash course. Oh, I need help with perps. I don't understand it fully. What are you guys talking about? All right, fuck it, I'll do perps. Whatever I can do that fucking helps is what I want to do. We play poker twice a week. Dope. I love that shit. That's the days where I could kick it and I ain't got to worry about nothing more than playing some cards. But Mondays, Wednesdays, let Thursdays, let's figure it out. Grab a fucking mic. Don't say it's different and you're not doing anything different. And this isn't, and Arn, I love you, bro. I hope you understand. You're not the only one. Just like Roxy was saying. You mentioned Tiggy. Trust me, I talked to Tiggy. I get it. It's not as easy to just jump on the space when it's convenient, grab a mic when it's convenient, then pop on. I get it. Trust me. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm all for doing 1 day a week spaces and maybe only 5 day a week stream. Like, let's figure this shit the fuck out because I need the community to feel included. What makes us soar is the fact that we have an unbreakable bond and a line of communication that's second to none. But if no one feels comfortable enough to tell me what's the difference, then we're never going to fucking figure it out.
Agreed. And I take it back everything I thought I was going to say because you touched upon it as by differentiating the listener versus the participant aspect. Because, yeah, even with the co-hosts, the speakers still max out to be around the same. And in the feed, you still can partake in comments from X, Twitch, YouTube, everywhere. And I take back what I said about it not being convenient because I was gone. I had to FaceTime with my nephew. He called through and I was like, all right, got to take it. Hopped right back in here as soon as it was done.
I mean, bro, I'll be honest with you. When you guys are talking on X in the comments or in the group chats, I can't see shit. I'm literally, I fucking swear on my
There's
life.
a lot.
It's one of the most annoying things in the world when I'm over here doing spaces and I'm literally just talking. I'm just talking. I don't know if anyone even wants to hear what I'm saying. Everyone's in the comments. I see the alerts coming through on group messages and shit. And I don't know what the fuck half of you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I think the fact that the participants can chat with the speakers is a huge plus. Huge plus. Because that definitely was missing from spaces.
Yeah, it was missing for, I mean, dude, as a host.
Oh, what up, trucker?
What's up, trucker?
What's going on?
I'll
What's
put my
up, trucker?
camera back on out of respect.
Oh, coming to us from the island.
What's going on? As a host, trucker, I'm glad you kind of jumped up right now because I know I didn't know how long it was going to take for you to come up, and I was hoping you'd make it, so I put a special guest just in case. So I'm glad you came up here. Maybe you could touch up on this too as well, because here's what we're discussing today, right? We do live streams now instead of spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And with spaces, 40 people on average. When you look back at any of the numbers, maybe you get 250 to 450, reviewed or at one point, tapped into the space. And that's pretty much it. On these live streams, we go on Twitch, on YouTube, on X. Anybody that comes up can add that they're streaming it to X, and their page will show that they're on a live space. And collectively, we get more concurrent viewers on every one we've ever done than any space call I've ever been on. Now, it's different. Like you and I spoke to yesterday. People don't realize it's that easy to just request for the link, click on the link, come back to how easy was it?
Mm-hmm. It was, yeah. I didn't realize how fast it was. Like just clicking on the link and it comes right up. You're backstage.
I guarantee you, people have requested mics and not gotten a mic longer than it took for you to hit fucking the link and get pulled up.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm expressing to people, don't be shy. Don't think it's such a crazy, vigorous process to come up here. And don't feel like you need to have a camera on either. And it's just like a space call. Yeah. But the difference is you get a live feed of all the comments and live replies on every platform. So I can see when it's a Twitch, I can see when it's X, I can see when it's YouTube. And then on top of all of that, I'm in this position to where there's commercials we can break to and show our NFT lines. There's so much more than a fucking stupid Megatron. Let's put up a post there that people got to click on and read a gazillion words that they get so fucking burnt out 3 words in, they don't even finish anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a home run, but some people in the community are like, oh, I missed the vibe or I missed spaces. And I'm just trying to figure out like, what is it that you miss? If you're a
What
speaker,
are those people that are like? What are they saying?
one more time.
What are those people that are like saying the vibe is whatever? Like, what are they citing as why? Or like, do they give a reason?
No, that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking Trucker
Oh.
even like now that you can see the difference of being on a space and hosting a space or coming up here and hosting with me right now, for example. There's no difference as far as it's dope. I can or cannot choose to have my camera on or off.
Yeah.
Was it like a lot of people?
What's that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Trucker, but I was saying, was it a lot of people that were hitting you up saying kind of similar thing?
No, I don't know how many people. I just if there's one person that says something, the rule of thumb is there's always 100 that's probably thinking it that
Yeah.
just doesn't have courage to say it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want people to either express what the difference is because I don't mind having a space once a week, twice a week, half the time do spaces versus this. Like I'm all for all of whatever it is. I'm here for the people, bro. I'm not here for myself. So I need to know what it is that's different. If it's something we can change, let's change it. If it's not something changeable and you can't pinpoint it, it's just a vibe. And okay, it is what it is. I mean, hopefully your vibe changes. I guess I don't know what else to say, but
Can you do a space? Like, do you have another like your phone? And
we
do
were talking
a
about
space
it.
at the same time?
It's the audio is always off a bit. So instead of having the purple
We
ring,
tried
in
it
other
with the
words,
Discord chat. It was chaos.
it's
Oh,
chaos.
okay.
So instead of having like a purple ring, you got a pink ring, and you're live instead of spaces. But besides that, there's really I don't know. Like if you're a listener, I don't see the difference at all. You can click on the purple, you can tune in live, you can still move the window away and still scroll your X. There's no difference as a listener, but as a viewer, or I'm sorry, a speaker, there's a difference. Instead of hitting the request button, you got to click a link,
Yeah.
and then there's no difference at that point. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, I really am not, maybe because it's new. Doing the live streaming, I mean, it's kind of new now, so it might take a little bit to.
What was that,
What?
Roxy?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt you.
Oh, it's okay.
Have we tried to put the link like on the post when we announce it?
It's in the Lotto chat right now, for example. I can't post it publicly or it'll overwhelm the system if more than 40 people request. Not saying that'll happen,
Okay.
but it's the same link every time. And if it's public, then you just can get trolls that can show their
Yeah.
titty or their ass on here and get us in trouble. So I'm trying to keep it within the fan bam. But
Yeah,
I reached out to
absolutely.
people that obviously do their own spaces recently and was like, yo, just in case you don't know, when I'm up here, fucking, you got a mic. It's no difference. You just got to get, take that first plunge in a sense and jump up here, And if you like it, you like it. If not, you don't. It's no hard feelings. But Trucker, I want to know what's the experience so far? It's pretty easy to get on. You like being on camera? You don't like being on camera? I know you
To
like
me,
being on camera, right?
it doesn't matter to me. Like it, I think talking in the spaces helped out a lot. I mean, before many moons ago, I would be the guy like when Rudy and like all those other guys were talking in spaces, I'd always just listen. But then I'd start coming up, and as soon as they would call on me, I'd be like, "No, I did it by accident," and just hide back down. But I think you get, I mean, the more that I'm talking in spaces, it really doesn't matter. Like, so especially when you're, I think when you know you're true, and like you're trying to do something good, like you got nothing to hide. Yeah, you're fine with showing your face. Like that's a big thing, I think too. Like you're, I don't know, it gives you that motivation. And
Yeah,
now
I
it's
think
just like we're hanging out.
I think from the dev side of it too, especially, it's like for you to be trustworthy, it's important for people to feel like they can trust you. I think that's an element that helps. I think for like a typical speaker that comes up and grabs a mic and says hi on some of our spaces from time to time, it's the same thing if you grab a mic on here or there. I don't know if maybe you go, damn, there's 416 people concurrently watching right now, and that's nerve wracking. So I don't want to jump up there, maybe, or what. But I just encourage people to break the ice. You know, I was talking about Ash earlier. Ash, you know, you just jumped up here. I know you grabbed a mic, and the first time you grabbed a mic, you said it. You were nervous. It was something you never done before, and the next thing you know, you're fucking up there with, you know, Trucker. You're up there with Baby YOLO and or Big YOLO, the dad, and you're jumping on spaces, having a good time. So, what worked for you taking that plunge that first time you grabbed a mic? What made you want to finally grab a mic, and how much easier did it get if you can shed light for some of those other individuals?
Uh-oh, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
It froze on me for a second.
No, yeah, I hear you good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I heard about Trucker, but I think I know where you're going with it all. And to be honest with you, getting on spaces still, I get cold hands and they sweat and I shake. So I just wanted to throw out there to people that might be feeling the same way that, you know, when you pop in, you can check yourself before you pop in, you know, and before you're even accepted on stage, you know. So if you're really nervous or, you know, over conscious of things, you know, don't show yourself, just show your PFP. And, you know, the more you put yourself outside of your comfort zone, the better. And that's what I found out because I found a family. You know, I'm going through a lot, so I'm MIA a lot, but, you know, I appreciate these spaces. These get me through the tough times, you know, and I can't even tell you, you know, how much you are a brother to me, Ghost. And I didn't really hear much of what you were saying. I just happened to get on YouTube and saw the live going on and just saw something about people not grabbing mics. And I just felt compelled to just come up and just tell everybody, I'm scared shitless right now. I'm still shaking and I'm just up here. And I think that being vulnerable and maybe changing your point of view a little bit, you know, in order to get over fear, fear is just something you haven't done yet. So it's important to put yourself out of your comfort zone so that way you can find, you know, the path that led you to this point. You were led here. You know, the only thing that changed is your mindset because something changed. But life is all about change. So we kind of have to hone in and harbor it, you know, and take it by the horns, if you will. And so yeah,
I
that's my
agree.
spiel. I accidentally came up here. I did not mean to. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Yeah.
Thank you, Ash. That was awesome.
all jokes aside, Ash,
Yeah.
I mean, you're a sister to me, girl, you know that. But, you know, I think you pointed that out like really like back in the day. I remember, I'll never forget. It was like so nerve-wracking for you. And I remember I was doing a crash courses on day trading. And I was like, man, ain't nobody grabbing a mic today. All right, let's go. I guess I'm solo Manolo up here. And you like boom, instantly grabbed a mic. And I was like, what's up? What's up? You're like, I literally just grabbing a mic because you said you're only by yourself, and I don't want you to feel by yourself because I like these and I want to be up here, but I'm here. And I remembered, but the biggest thing about this, in my opinion, is it's something we touched up already again, but I want to hit this home. It's getting out of your comfort zone, man. I mean, shit. I think the only way you can really be successful in life is if you like turn over every stone. You got to
Yeah.
really, you know, understand like what you're good at, what's your strengths, what's your weaknesses. And let me tell you, if you identify you got a weakness, it's exploit it yourself, push yourself to get through that. It's like people that are in fear of heights, man, they got to go on these roller coasters in order to officially get over it. It's not, in my opinion, it's not a good thing to be so fearful or so not motivated to get out of
Exactly.
that
You
realm.
could dip yourself out of opportunities that were meant for you, you know?
I swear I agree. I remember you first started doing with Trucker and with Frank, man. I was like, hey, look at her go. And you had gotten that little opportunity to start, you know, working with him and having a good time. And then I know, you know, Big YOLO was like, hey, co-host with me. And it started with something that is such what you would imagine is so out of your wheelhouse. It's like that's not, I would
I
never
would
be
have
up there.
never expected, you know, day trading classes, you know, and just being there for somebody would, you know, cause that ripple. But imagine if I hadn't, you know what I mean? I'm in a good path, you know, it's a struggle, but it's a good path, you know, and if I hadn't have grabbed a mic, you know, and I don't really have to think about it because I grabbed a mic, you know, I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. And one day I hope to be back with Trucker and, you know, back on Big Yellow Spaces. I just, you know, like I said, have a lot going on and I'm pretty private. I'll just keep to myself before I'll announce anything.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
to be
So
honest,
yeah,
I think it's fitting based on your circumstances. I think it's not when you're going through hard times, sometimes it's not as important to put them on blast and talk in front of massive amount of strangers than it is to talk to people that care. I
yeah,
think sometimes when we go through hard times, we do start to isolate ourselves because it's just easier for us to avoid people so you don't bring them down with you. And while you kind of sort through your own mess, but I always, I'm an advocate about being okay with not being okay for starters. It's okay,
yeah,
but it is important to find, even if it's offline or if it's someone online you meet, there should always be a go-to person that you can kind of run through some of these hard times with, because an outside perspective is always a good perspective, even if it's to know not what not to do. I think
right,
sometimes just talking about the struggle, it trips me out because most of the time it's not so bad. It's just the amount of times we go through the struggle over and over and over in our head. When we
right.
talk about it, we're like, wait, that's it. I know there's more. I know there's more. How often do we say that when we're telling someone our hard shit? We're like, and
Almost all the
I
time.
know there's
Almost all the
more.
time. Yeah,
It's like, nah, there's
yeah,
no more. It's just you going over and over the same fucking thoughts. And
right,
sometimes just laying them out there is healthy enough for you to realize like you got this. It's a reminder, you get affirmation. And like I said, you got to find those individuals or individual that is not going to hype you up in the bad way, but also be a realist in to a degree. I have
yeah.
homies that if I tell them I'm going through some shit, oh fuck that, let's ride. Let Like, no, 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 bro. That's not good. You need the people to be able to say, well, in their defense, or in if you look at it from this perspective, sometimes that's all we need to feel a little bit better about the circumstances. Because when we remind ourselves that this too shall pass, it holds true. That's why we're here today, right? No matter how hard you've
100%.
gone through something in the past, you've clearly gotten through it. That's why you're here today. And even in the hardest moments when you feel like it's tested beyond belief, you got to remind yourself it'll pass. And there's a reason you're going through it, even when it's unidentifiable. But Ash, you were like one of the biggest things for me was watching someone that wanted to change their life. You wanted to learn how to day trade. You figured if I can extract resources from the market, then I could help provide for my family. Even though my man is a truck driver and he's working and everything's cool, there's times we're tight. And if I could get to the point where I could attribute to these resources to the household from the comfort of my own home, this would be beneficial for my house. So you never done it before, but yet you were a student and you were learning as much as you can. And the next thing you know, you're taking trades that align with the trades I'm taking. And I've been doing this for years. You pushed yourself to learn something new that you would have never had a desire to do had you not jumped on a space, had you not
100%.
grabbed a mic, you know? So
Yeah,
I appreciate you. It means a lot to me that you're doing that you got a lot of tough times ahead, but it means a lot to me that you always hold your chin up high. If people knew half the shit you were going through, they would bug the fuck out because it's not easy. But I think that you should know that deep down inside, the fact that no one would even know you were going through a hard time, the fact that you can laugh it off, shrug your shoulders, pick your chin up high, keep pushing forward no matter what, and being a good mom, being a good friend, just overall, dude, I'm fucking so proud of you. And I know that this struggle right now that you're having, that's as super fucking hard. It for me, it's easy for me to see from an outsider looking in, like you're good. The easy, peaceful tranquility portion is going to be so blissful and so outrageous, outlandishly fucking over the top. Because every time I've had the hardest of times, the best of times surround that. Not so hard times, not so easy times. It kind of works in waves for me. But when I'm on my hardest times, my darkest hours, they bring me the brightest years. And I feel like you're on that cusp of, fuck, this is hard. That's gonna make me appreciate this is a fucking amazing. And that amazing is gonna fucking be just as fucking hard as this was on that Libra scale, if you will. You know what I mean?
I sure
So
do. Yeah.
I can't wait for that shit to turn over for you in that aspect. And in the meantime, you know what, dude, we're here for you. I'm here for you no matter what. You know that, but we're all here for you as a community standpoint.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And likewise, absolutely likewise. I'll hop off here, or I'll stay up here, I mean, and I'll just hang out for clout, even if I don't say anything. Make up for me being gone. So,
I
yeah,
appreciate
I love
that.
you guys
And
too.
we love you. If you got to go at any time, don't even trip, dude. We know what it is. You got a lot going on, so
Okay.
we're here regardless. Okay,
I'm putting together a tray with Timu instructions, so wish me luck.
let's go.
No.
Let's go.
Oh, your guys' signs do not give me any hope. I've so far gotten the legs on.
Hey, you know what it is, dude. You fuck around and fix cars and shit, dude. She's a builder. Don't let her fool you. She must have got the erector set growing up or something, because she's definitely good with tools and the lawn and yard work and
Plenty of
trees
MacGyver.
and
Plenty of MacGyver.
100%. I got faith in you. If they don't, I do.
Thank
Um,
you.
of course. Motown, it's rare that you come up. I know you got kids, your child that you put to sleep usually around this time, but it is 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Um, are you available to talk right now, or are you kind of just hanging out for a little bit until you can?
I'm here. What's up?
What's up, Motown?
Not
What up?
much.
It's
guys
rare
doing?
we get to hear the Dev of the Decade's voice, no?
I know.
Yeah, this
It's
streams
pretty
are just
awesome.
late, dude, and I'm tired most of the time. After putting him to bed, cleaning the house, just doing the regular stuff. It gets
Both
late quick.
both he and Parker are so elusive, man. It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
elusive. He's like, I was listening to the space the next day. You know what I mean? But he taps in
Yeah.
every time, like, I got you. I'll listen in. I got it all. I'm gonna
I
be
will
there.
say that's one different thing about streaming like live on here than the spaces is you can't see who else is in there and like who else is like watching or whatever. That's like
Yeah.
I guess one of the differences.
100%. That is a real difference too. When you're doing your spaces, you can see every single person that's in there. I'm giving shout outs every day. I'm all excited to see people in there. And
Yeah.
now, of course, we only see the people that talk.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's contributing to their vibe that they're talking about, but I mean that is one I think major difference is just not being able to see who's in the audience.
Dude, if you guys miss my shout outs, just tell me, dude. I'll fucking go
No.
on my hour shout outs, dude, if that's all you guys are fucking
Just
missing.
start-
That's the difference
just
of the
start with
vibe,
like
though.
a pre-recorded video of all the shout-outs.
There you
Is,
go.
it-
There you go.
is that the
That's what's
vibe that we're
might
saying,
work.
guys?
Maybe
You guys
that's
miss.
what's missing.
I think that's what it is. We figured it out. I think they miss me being like,
Man.
shout out to so and so, motherfucker.
We just-
this mother.
You just want someone to read us a bedtime story, Ghost, all right? That's all.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the vibe of seeing like everybody in that room.
Yeah.
Like, because you're scrolling down, you see a shit ton of people in there. But right here, you only
Maybe
see
that's what it was.
what, 7 of us.
The most
Yeah.
recent talker,
If
too.
you go to the Twitch chat, you
The what?
can click on the little person in the right corner and see everyone in the Twitch chat.
Oh, that's dope.
That is true,
So on Twitch,
And
you can
also-
see everyone that's on Twitch.
yeah.
Yeah, I
everybody
don't know
that's
if
in
you
there watching.
can on the app, but on PC or laptop you can. And I don't know if I've
Different.
really like announced why I made the Twitch. So you get paid on Twitch once a month. Everyone who has subbed, all that money besides 20 to 30% has to be put aside for taxes. Once we get the first payment, Ghost, I'm going to give you and Egon access to the wallet that I make. And that wallet will be posted in both of the Lotto chats because I want it to be very transparent. And any funds that we get besides that 20 to 30% will be put into that wallet onto the chart once a month. So it's
Love it.
something to go back on the chart.
Oh heck
I
yeah,
love it.
Roxy! Do the if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber and you use your Prime subscription that
It does
you get one
count.
free Twitch Prime
Yeah, and it does
subscription a
count.
month.
I
It does
think
count.
I have to look.
Perfect.
I think it is less than versus thank you. He's been gifting mad subs. Twitch has only been up for what, 2 or 3 weeks, and we're almost at $200. Um,
Oh,
Twitch
shit.
takes a fucking hell of a cut, and I kind of wish I started this on Kick, but anyway. But I mean, for just a few weeks, that's wild.
I
So
mean, that's
thank you,
amazing.
Versi. You just gifted 5 more subs. But
It's
yeah,
amazing. Thank you.
because
Yeah,
I'm
man,
a broke
Thank you
bitch,
for that.
so I can't really donate to the chart as much as I want to. But this is something that a lot of people seem to enjoy, and yeah, it's just a little something we can put back into the chart.
No, I appreciate the work efforts that you've put towards Twitch. I wouldn't have figured it out, and I wouldn't have done it either. So I know that that's something you 100% brought to the table, and it goes alongside of why live streaming was so important to us because we understand that there is ways to generate revenue when you have anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 people in your live stream at any given moment. Companies, corporations, they want to have ad placement when that happens. When we start our ad placement marketing campaign and we land ads, 100% of that is going towards this project, you guys. So far, we've literally dumped almost $70,000 into this project from our own pockets or revenue we generated from any of the inspired NFT lines. Literally, not one penny has gone to Motown, myself, or Parker just in our pockets and we're kicking it. It's literally gone to either charts to put the fucking tokens in secure people's hands or giveaways. We gave out $15,000 just from the Hatcher line alone. And you guys see what's already happened with the OGs. Egon's won 1,000. Hinch and Chatty Daddy split 1,000 a couple weeks back, 500 each. Tiggy hit a double jackpot, which was 22 Solana coins, which is valued at over $3,000 based on where the current price of Sol is. We've given out ridiculous amounts of money, and it's not even really giving out like that. Really, it's you guys are showing us your loyalty. You guys are showing us you support us. We want to utilize those resources for the better good of this project. It's what it's for. So the plan and the course of action that we're taking to do live streams over spaces is for multiple reasons, from a resource standpoint and from an audience standpoint. You guys will see it all come to fruition when our chart's looking extra beautiful and we have 3,000 people in a live stream. You guys will see what that will bring. Mind you, if you look at our chart right now, this is Wyckoff accumulation to a T. You have the fall from the tops. You have an official bottom at 400K. You have a channel from 400K to 500K for a month. You have a break above the 500K, the 520 really, which was our resistance, and a daily candle that closed above that today. You have extra buying pressure coming in while Solana's moving. Listen, Solana was at 295. If you double Solana right now, it's still less than 295. You have to understand how ridiculous it is when you have over 310 Solana in your liquidity pool, what that means from a price per token standpoint. We're on our way. We have everything lined up accordingly, and we're doing everything we can in our willpower to ensure this goes super smooth. But like I told you guys back in November before we even launched it, the day of, I want this to be a slow cook. I don't want these crazy deviations of pops and dumps and pops and dumps. That's not advantageous for any of us in the long haul. What's advantageous is that we slowly move to the upside. And you can go and look at the chart, click on daily candle on DEX. You'll see higher lows for days in a row, maybe 9 or 10 days now, which lead to higher highs. This was the highest candle close on a daily candle that we've had since losing this back in the middle of April. We're on our fucking way. Trust me when I tell you. Now, this is Wednesday. Wednesdays are set aside for AMAs. I want everybody to understand why we have our special guest up here today. Is because number one, our communities are so embedded with one another. Number two, we support him just like he supports us. Great person, great individual, a builder, someone who's determined to make his shit pop, and someone that does not care about price action, just like we don't, cares more about building in order for it to come to fruition and make sense in the long haul. And I think he's done a superb job doing so. But like most people that are builders off the Solana chain, on the BNB chain in particular, there are a lot of moving parts. And I know as meme coin enthusiasts, sometimes that overwhelms us. Our ADHD or something kicks in and we can't fully grasp all the good things that are taking place. So Trucker, I want to kind of give you the mic for a little bit. I want you to kind of talk about first what inspired you to do Interlink. Like, what was it about the name you chose and the inspiration behind wanting to create a project of your own?
Yeah, so I mean, I came into this about 5 years ago, and I've had about not have, but I've been invested in probably 100 some projects. Like it's just been crazy. A lot of ups and downs. I mean, the circle back to when I first started, it was Doge. So me and my buddy started trading Doge. He had a lot more money than I did, so I had like, I don't know, $300 to $600 in my name, and I was like, all right, toss that in there, and I did absolutely everything wrong. So it started going up. I'm like, oh man, it's going to the moon. I got to throw more in it. So then it started going down, and as it would go down, I'm like, I'm going to lose everything. So I'm taking it all out. Well, then it started going back up, so you throw it in again. So that $300 dwindled down to 300 to 270 to 250, and it just ended up going to zero. And then I ended up finding another project. It's Safe Moon, which a lot of people have a lot of negative things. I've lost a lot of money. I made some money off of it, but the best thing that came out of that was the community. So, I mean, all of my friends and everybody that I know, we kind of built relationships through that. So the one thing, the reason why I started Interlink is because everybody, all these projects were just kind of disappointing everybody. So they were saying, oh yeah, we're going to do this and this and this. And you see these big green candles because it's creating so much hype. And then 3 months later, they didn't produce anything. Then 6 months later, didn't produce anything. And you just see the red candle go. And you think, all right, they're going to bring something up. So it starts going back up and then nothing. So it just goes back down. So no utilities, or they had something that was broken. So I was like, you know what? I ended up just selling all of my crypto in pretty much in the bear market. I was still up pretty good, but sold all of my crypto and decided, you know what, I'm going to make something that's for all of these people that are in the same boat, like people that were in my community, anybody else. So that's why I built Interlink. I talked to a dev that's pretty well known, great with contracts, because you got to have somebody that you trust with that and knows how to do it. Because I mean, you can see things go like that. So I ended up having the contract built. Next thing, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give a utility right off the bat. So I ended up spending all of my money to make Interlink. I created, we went live with staking and farming. And we also built relationships. I think we went live with like 7 projects that were already labeled as rewards tokens before we even went live with our token. So like you have a utility, and then 2 weeks after that, I'm like, you know what? Let's make it even better. So I decided to build an exchange. I mean, exchange is really expensive, but you know what? It's something that I think everybody deserves. So instead of just all these projects said they were going to do it, and a lot of them never did. So boom, we have it. So it's like I was trying to build something for everybody that everybody wanted and everybody deserved. So, I mean, it is slow going, but I'm totally okay with it because the progress that we've made, the relationships that we've made, and it's not even just the people. Like you look at these other big projects that I've watched for 3-4 years. Like we have like Master Key, Steak Hospitality, DFS Mafia, Volt, like all these meta rides. Like you have all these big projects that actually want to work with us, even though we're pretty new. Like they know what we're trying to build, and now we're honest. We're trying to build something right for the people. So you have these huge projects that are well known, looking at us, and instead of just being like, "No, you're fake," like, no, they see what we're trying to do, and hopefully the investors and everybody else will see that eventually. One year, a lot of people don't even realize that we have a token. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We try and express everything that we have. Now with that, we did. I did talk to the team. So my problem is because I always overthink and my mind races. Like so, I always have these crazy ideas, and I'm like, you know what? I got to do this. Now I got to do this. Now I got to do this. Now I got to do this. Well, I have all these SHiLL spaces that I go to, and I lose people because they don't know what to focus on. So like, luckily I have the team. I mean, we got Rudy, Bert, Crypto Crackers helping out, Ben, even like Holly. And it's nice to have somebody really in sometimes. I need that because if not, I'm just going to go off the rails and just keep like thinking more is better. But
let me ask you this.
Okay.
I get the concept of interlink. What made you think of the name? Like what was like tell us the story. Like how did you even think of the name? What was it exactly where it clicked? Like start from the basic. I want to know like
Okay.
that. I want to know how that came to fruition. Because I love your name, by the way.
Well, it fits us. I mean, so even way back in the day, before I even thought about interlink, I want to say maybe like 2, 3, probably 4 years ago, I would always try and do these spaces to be able to bring people together. I completely forgot what I had the name of it, but it was definitely trying to bring projects together. So I wanted to build something. And it was like the perfect name. It was just like that quick. Like, how do we bring people together? How do we interlink people to get, boom, that was it. That was the name. And then it focuses on not just one project. Now I'm doing it, not just bringing people together. Now we're bringing projects together. Now we're going to be able to build together. Now you have the interlinked metaverse building, which is a mall. So now you have more people working together, and it's going to be Web 2, Web 3 based. So if you have a real world business, you can put that in the mall too. It's all about collaboration. And I think that's really the future. I've always been like that. Like even growing up, besides crypto, I've always been the one to host parties at the house. Like then I hit 21 and I built a bar downstairs. I had a stage built. I used to go to the party of the, I think it's Party of the Bands or Battle of the Bands, bring those bands back to the house with everybody else. So I'd have a house full, like 40, 50 people just jamming. Like I've always been about bringing people together. So that's it. The ball's just going to continue to roll.
Okay, so you said when you first launched, you had a staking platform and like farming and staking already activated with your whole process?
As soon as our token went live, so did staking and farming. And we already had about, I think there was like 6 projects that were live on it.
And so talk to me about your stake. I know you're on a different chain, so it's not necessarily for me trying to understand what it is, but I want the people out there that are involved with BNB to understand as well. Walk us through the process of staking something that they may or may not own, and if it's not available to stake, how would they go about it?
Okay. So the way our staking platform works, it's a little different than others. Some just are reflections to where like you would buy Interlink, you would stake Interlink, and you would earn Interlink. Ours is a little bit different. We like to bring everybody together, work with other projects. So we like to diversify everyone's portfolio so it gives you options. So the way our works, it actually rewards in BNB. So if you stake your Interlink token, you get rewarded in BNB. But the cool thing about it is you can either take the BNB, you can get rewarded in Interlink, or you can get rewarded in any one of what we call the Alliance members' tokens. I think we have 34 different options right now. So because it's BNB, say if Lotto was on there, if you were on BNB, you can get the token or get the rewards. All right, I want Lotto token. Go click Lotto, get rewards. It puts a buy on the Lotto chart and then gives you those tokens. So it helps all the ecosystems out and gives you different opportunities, different options. Another thing about the staking platform is I took bits and pieces of different projects from the good and the bad. So one of them was the staking rewards. A lot of the projects held all your staking rewards in a wallet. Well, some of them had thousands and thousands of dollars worth of rewards, and the team would be, oh, we're going to give them out tomorrow or maybe in a month. Those are rewards you earned. So what we did, we automated the system. So once it hits a threshold from the buys and sells, we have a 3% buy and a 3% sell tax that go directly into the staking. When it hits a threshold, those rewards automatically get sent to the staking pool, and you can claim. So say if the volume went bananas, that can either go off every month, it can go off every week, or it can go off like every hour, depending on the volume. So it's just an automated system.
So let me ask you this. So like, let's just say I have YOLO coins and I want to stake on with Interlink. Am I connecting my wallet to an Interlink website, and then from there I'm deciding how many I want to actually stake?
Well, you can't stake other tokens.
Okay, so you can only stake Interlink.
Yes, you have to buy Interlink, stake it, and then you can get, if you want to get rewarded in Baby YOLO token,
got it.
You can get rewarded. I know we had MD. He didn't claim for a while, and you could just let him sit there. He had $70 worth of rewards. He ended up buying Baby YOLO, and it was put a $70 buy on their chart. So
so when you're staking Interlink, the transactions that take place when Interlink is bought or sold is what goes to this staking wallet, for example.
Yes.
And a portion of that is divvied to the people that are staking Interlink. So if there's one person that's staking 50% of your staking comes from one guy, 50% of that would go to him, and the rest would get trickled down into each person's wallet. So is it based off the percentage?
Yeah, it goes by how many tokens you have.
Yep. Okay, got it. So the bigger the whale, the bigger the rewards. The smaller the whale, the smaller the rewards. You're essentially staking Interlink only. However, all of the affiliates, the 31 of them, I think is what the number was, you can choose to get BNB or Interlink, or of course, any of the other affiliates that are partnered with you as well.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. That's really cool. So that's how the staking is. That's pretty awesome. I didn't know that. Now I do. Now, Income Island is something. Actually, before I even get to Income Island, what was the next thing you developed and built out on Interlink itself? What was like the next move after you got the staking platform, which was instantly when you dropped and you released it and you worked your ass off to partner up with as many people? What was your next move from there?
The next build was the exchange.
Exchange.
Yep.
And so talk to me about your exchange, because I think in crypto, the biggest behind the eight ball, if you will, that is out right now is the fact that there are so many issues with cross-chain. I think like even for me, I'm like, okay, I gave out $100 worth of Baby YOLO's token the other day, right? On the live stream for the lotto. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy that $100 worth of Baby YOLO on the chart, and then I'm gonna send that over to the winner, right? So I'm like, okay, how do I do this again? Okay, I know what I could do. I can go to my Trust wallet, which is different than what I use because I'm on the Solana chain. So I don't necessarily use the Trust wallet, but I go to the Trust wallet. I already hold their token, so it was easy to find it. Then I'm like, shit, I got to transfer BNB over. So then I went back to the wallet and copied the receive address for BNB, went to my crypto.com, transferred over some BNB over to the Trust wallet. Then I was able to finally swap the BNB for the Baby YOLO token. Then I'm getting his address. Turns out he sends me a phantom address, which doesn't hold BNB. So now I'm like, yo, you got to import that, key over to a Trust wallet because I know it's there. Then it still didn't show up. I'm like, now you got to activate that you want the Baby YOLO token on the managed tokens list. That should pull it up. Okay, cool, it's there now. But it was such a crazy process. To me, it seems like we're so in the Stone Ages with going from BNB to Solana or going from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Like it just seems so crazy to me
Yeah.
that Phantom is good for my Solana shit, Trust Wallet I use for my BNB shit, Crypto.com and Coinbase I use for like the Bitcoin and the Ethereum shit. To me, that just seems so crazy. And I feel like we're almost there where there's wallets that do it all, but it's so new, the people that are dropping them, that
Yeah.
it's still kind of a trust issue, I would imagine, for people to just say, oh yeah, let me put all my shit on one area. Does your exchange go
No,
through
we don't. We
multi-chain
don't
or
do
is it
cross
just
chain.
BNB? Okay,
It's
so
just it's just
BNB.
just the
Okay,
Binance Smart Chain.
okay.
Eventually, I would love to be able to do the cross chain stuff, but I mean, like different EVM chains, that would be the first, and then do it Solana. Everyone wants to do Solana. It's like because it's the go-to, like it's hot right now.
I
But
mean, dude, it's the fastest network. It's the least expensive network. I mean, I think there's a lot
yeah,
of perks as
yeah,
to why, but it's also the volume is high on it too. So
exactly.
it's understandable. But regardless, your exchange you built, I can take BNB, I can swap it for Interlink, but it
Yep.
sounds like I can also swap. Not that I'd ever do this, but I can swap the Interlink for Baby YOLO or vice versa also on it, or is it always BNB to whatever it is first?
It's still BNB to something else, but they
Okay,
have to. How the exchange works is they have to create a pair. So they have to, if they want to be on it, they take an equal amount of BNB and an equal amount of their tokens to create the pair to put on the DEX. Then it's
gotcha.
tradable on our exchange. What's different about our exchange is that we don't have any swap fees. What we do, we upcharge the gas fee $1. So instead of just using like a pancake swap, projects can actually make a profit off of the transactions. So each buy and sell, we get a percentage of that dollar upcharge, and so does the project that's listed on there. Not a lot of, I mean, you don't get that off a pancake swap or anything else. So
Absolutely
say if
not.
you have a token that has a ton of volume on it, that percentage, that whether it's, I mean, I think the way I'm going to be updating it now, there's not a lot of projects on it. I don't talk about the DEX a lot because we do have some updates coming. I'm working with the dev, but it's going to be a 50-50 split. So pretty much after other fees or whatever, it's going to be pretty much 50 cents to a project and 50 cents to us for each trade. So if there's a ton of volume, that adds up, and not you don't get off that get that from
If
many
I
exchanges.
if you do like $1,000 swap or a $5 swap, is it still the dollar or is
It's
it
still $1 upcharge.
okay? Got it. So essentially, um, the more transactions, the merrier for you and the project listed.
Mm-hmm.
And just like how what is it? Not Jupiter. Why am I drawing a blank here? On Solana, we have what's the pool we use on Solana? It's not
Is it
Radium.
radium?
Radium. Jeez, yeah, I was drawing a blank. So it's essentially the same way for us. Like we have like 308 Solana coins are in Radium and 70 million tokens are on Radium, right? That's the way our exchange works. So if we were to add, like with Meteora or whatever it is, and let's say I wanted to put in, let's say 10 grand in the liquidity pool, 5 grand of the token, 5 grand of Solana, that 10 grand right now would be about 15% of the liquidity pool combined, which means every 15 out of every 100 transactions would go through that pool essentially. Is that
Okay.
kind of the same way on the BNB, where the majority of their pool may be somewhere else, but when that pairing, that's new pairing with yours, maybe it's a smaller amount, so it's a smaller amounts go there, or it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that they're using that specific exchange is what get pushed there regardless.
Yeah, I mean, like we have Pancake Swap. So we'll have Pancake Swap pair that has we did 50-50. So I think that has like 20 or 22,000 in liquidity, and so does our DEX. So I mean, there are projects like, say if we got big enough and decided to do a launch pad or something, you could put the full amount on our DEX if you want. That's definitely an option.
I got it now. So essentially, anytime they're using that specific exchange, that $1 surcharge or whatnot,
Yeah.
is essentially what would fuel both projects, yours and whoever decided to get listed on the exchange.
Exactly.
Is there a fee to get listed on your exchange, or is it
No
just
fee?
we get 50 cents a pop each, we split once you develop that portion of it?
Yep, there's no fee. We're always trying to help out different projects. So I mean, there's some exchanges that want 20 grand, 30 grand, or whatever to get listed. Like, why are you going to put that restriction? If you're going to help us, you're going to use, because it's going to give incentive. Like, eventually we will make that. Like, the more projects that we have on, why not incentivize people to come on and talk about your DEX? Then eventually we have 50 projects on there, and you can make that back quick. And then you have the other projects that are making a profit too, which it's paid in BNB because it's a gas fee. So you can use that as a marketing tool, or you can use giveaways or anything you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you went to exchange route next, and how many people are using your, not people, but how many projects are on your exchange now?
There's only like maybe 3 or 4 that are on it. I've been waiting for like an update for a little bit, so I really don't push it too much. I mean, it's there. If somebody wants to go on it, we can make it happen. But I'd rather it be like more crisp than it is now. Then I can start advertising.
I love it. I love it. Perfected first. Where'd you go after exchange? Like, what was your next step from the exchange side?
The next step after that, I believe, was the Lynx Lotto. That was kind of just like a fun little thing for us. That is pretty cool because it's not for Interlink. Well, I mean, it's for Interlink, but it's more for anybody that's on the BNB chain. You don't have to be an Interlink holder. It's just something simple. 0.01 BNB, which is around $6, and anybody can win. It goes off every Sunday. We were doing it to where projects can win, to where it would be, it's like a 50-50, but 25% will go to a project as a buyback and burn, and 25% will go to a winner, and 50% will go to us. Now it's just a pretty much even split, 50% to Interlink, 50% to a winner. So there's no anything really. There's nothing to it. It's pretty much just an simplified lotto that it goes off automated every Sunday.
I love it. Yeah, no, I was because a couple of people hit me up like, yo, did you know that Trucker's doing a lotto? And I was like, dude, if you just put in the hashtag Links Lotto, you'll see it's been around for a minute. He just started kind of
yeah, we've had it for quite some time. We stopped doing it because it just lost the motivation. Plus, it's on me too because I went to the next thing. Like, my brain clicked and I got to do the next thing. So things are starting to get forgotten about. That's why I was like, the 1 year mark, I knew what I had to do. I'm trying to retrace on things that I had that, I mean, they were working. Like the lotto, it was working perfect. I mean, some people, then it started dying out a little bit. And that's probably why I was just like, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore. But you got to stay consistent. So that's why it's it was a nice little thing. And if it takes off, it takes off. I mean, that pool filled up fast. I think the first winner was like 70, $75. And then it trickled down from there. But you never know. If you have 100, 200 people that actually want to go about it, that could be a little nice chunk of change.
Absolutely, dude. I think I mean that's the whole concept of us. I mean, that's you know, it started off with, hey, let's teach people, you know, the concept of trading so they can stop getting annihilated in the trenches. You know, I would see it all day, bro. It was like every day I just see people's posts like, just got robbed, just got robbed, just got robbed. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, I lost everything. Everything was fine until this and that. And I'm like, who's the dev? I don't know. You just put your money into this project and you don't even know the people? Like, nah, like, man, let me teach these people about risk management. Holy shit. It's so easy to blame Cole or whoever, you know, brought it to your attention. It's so easy to take that cop out. So for us, it was like before there was Lotto, obviously, I was trying to teach people like from the bottom of my heart, man. I was like sick of seeing people get annihilated. And I was like, man, I wonder if I can help. And people had reached out to me about options and whatnot as well already. So I was like, whatever. I started kind of hybriding the two, but it came down to risk management. And that was like the biggest thing that we talk about. It's like, man, if you can get your original investment out, let the rest run and treat it like a lotto. You know, it's like maybe you'll strike big on the moon bag, maybe you won't, but at least you don't put yourself in harm's way. You live another day to fight. And you can really put yourself in a better position if you don't overextend yourself. And when Just the Lotto got brought to me by Motown, it was like that was the first thing in my mind. I'm like, look, first off, it's just the lotto, great, but we got to also have a lotto system. Like otherwise it just doesn't click for me. I need it to literally be a way that we can have a lotto. And we brainstormed for a hot minute before we even considered launching the coin itself. And it came down to really it came down to the hold on one second. I got you, Roxy. There you go. It came down to how do we run it? And I think there's you know, crypto is already a tough space because of trust. I think having things automated is imperative for longevity because you can always scale from there. But I think that there's a missing element in crypto. And I think it's the person to person experience, like people say community, and I think, yes, of course, community. I think that's what it ultimately would be considered. But I think there's the interaction with the team that's supposedly supposed to work on this project. I feel like devs hide. They never want to show themselves. I feel like you know, they are in it for money and that's it. And I think that it's rare to come across people that have a desire. Money's driven, sure, but you have this desire to know you're going to be okay either way. Doesn't matter what the success of the project is, you're going to be okay. And I think that element of the lotto, for us at least, it has to be interactive.
Yeah.
The buying the point oh 0.01 on Binance, for example, or whatever the amount is to get your ticket, super easy. And then who wins? It's the, you know, is it an algorithm or something that picks randomly the wallet, or how does that work, first of all?
Yeah, it's a smart contract that randomly picks it.
Right. So I think yeah, I think there's it's easy that it's self-ran, but I think that you might even get more people to play if they knew, you know, how it worked in a sense, rather than just like, oh, it's, you know, source, trust me, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, no, so here's how it works. You know, you're going to be putting your resources in this. You may win, you may not. And the way the system works is it generates it automatically for the winner based on that, you know? And I don't know, maybe I can see how that can be really big, like I know you and I have talked offline about the whole lotto system itself, so I don't really want to say too much, but I do believe that I believe in this industry where people consider themselves degenerates, which I've always hated, by the way. I've always been very vocal about it too. Like I don't like people referring to themselves as a degenerate, dude. I think if you go about life thinking you're just degenerate and you're just, you never know, you're just fucking letting the chips fly and blah blah blah, you're just gonna always kind of hinder your growth as a person. I think you need to be able to take calculated risks, and I think a lotto system is perfect in the realm of, you know, crypto itself. I think I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of potential in that type of system. Being able to have it self-ran as well, I think is huge because it allows you to focus on a lot of other things.
Mhm.
For me, I spent a lot of time on the lotto itself. Like I'm literally, you know, prepping for the show, and of course, you know, we have a fucking 3 4 hour stream going into it, and then it's like, you know, what are the prizes, which balls are for which round, giving out lotto balls so that it's free to join, so that even if you don't have an NFT you can still experience it. So there's a lot of time that goes into it, whereas the interactive part of it I think is vital to the success of it, but I also think it as we grow, it's definitely things that I don't think I'll ever I don't think I'll ever automate it in a sense, but I think that there's ways to piggyback off of it that you can automate certain
Yeah.
aspects of. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Oh yeah, you
I'm
got to try
excited
and
to
take.
see
I
it.
mean, you put in work, especially when it comes to the lotto. And like the lotto system you guys have is like stellar, like because you it feeds your ecosystem. Like mine's simple, like it's automated. You buy a ticket, if you win, you win, and then it goes right to the next round. But like you guys have your NFTs, it feeds the ecosystem. Like you do a lot of gaming stuff with it, plus the live streams and all that. So like there's a lot to yours. I mean, it wouldn't help. I mean, it could help to try and figure out a way to take less stress off you. So that would be I mean, it's just something to look into if you can figure out something like that. But you don't want to take the vibe away from what you do
I
live
mean,
stream
yeah,
though.
I'll be honest, like I think the one thing that I've ran into so far is distributing resources. Because
Mm-hmm.
everything we do is distributing resources. Like I think if people saw the amount of transactions that I have,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be like, "Nah, there's no way." And I'm doing them like individually,
Yeah.
tracking down people, tracking down addresses, sending out the amounts, you know. And then on top of that, like thank God for Egon lately, bro, took over the poker portion because twice a week I was the only one giving out the password at one point for poker. And then on top of that, determining out of the winners who won and how much they won and who got what bounty, and then trying to make sure I get all that out. And then 2 days later, we got another game. It was wild, especially ever since we started the lotto itself, because it would be like excitement, hype, run the game on Saturday, everything's cool. And then Sunday, I'm like, my one day off, I'm fucking working for 4 hours, bro,
Yeah.
putting together my spreadsheet, who won, you know, thank God for Roxy. She sends me the list now. I used to have to watch the shit over and fucking, because I never have this shit planned. That's the one thing about me. I'm never going into it going, okay, so this is what prizes we're gonna do for this particular line and this particular line. Nah, I'm like, I want to feel it. And if there's not too much given out, yeah, I'm gonna circle back and I want to make sure that it's fucking grand, you know? A couple of weeks back, bro, we had our biggest one ever, man. We had I had added a double jackpot ball. My dumbass doesn't even have a jackpot ball, dog. I just have a double jackpot ball. So it finally hit, and it was the OG line, which is the first NFTs we sold. So that's the big one. It had already accumulated 11 Solana in it because every time I hit, or Motown hits, or Parker hits, that whatever we were supposed to win, I put into the jackpot wallet. So the jackpot wallet got up to 11 Sol. The first
Wow.
time ever we pull a double jackpot, and shout out to OG Tigress, aka Tiggy, who's put in mad work into this project, from the support on charts, from the support on being a coal of her own in a sense, talking about our project every time she got a chance to, from the people she brought into this particular project to the money she's made those people trading to where they've been able to inject more resources into the project. Of all people to hit that shit, I was really happy it was her. Not to say she's done more than the next one or less than the next one, but she's put in a lot of work, deservingly so. She's also bought a shit ton of the hatchers. She bought a shit ton of the NFTs themselves. So it was really cool to see that one. She ended up getting 22 soul though, and it was like rippers, bro. Like what a fun night that was, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, we have nothing in our jackpot right now. That is hype for me. Like I get amped.
Yeah,
for
see, that's something you can't take away. Like,
Yeah, you
if
can't.
you wanted to automate it, like figure out a way to automate it for like the payments or something like that. Like you'd
That's
really
what
have to sit and
That's
think
what for
about it.
me, bro. That's what for me is what I need, right? So let me tell you this: I did hatchers, right? Or I should say, we did the hatchers, and the hatchers were kind of the same as like scratchers, except instead of scratching your phone, obviously they just hatch at the end of it all. Every hatcher won something, from $20 in Poly to $1,000 in Solana, 15,000 plus. It was like $15,250 or so amongst 506 different wallet addresses. Bro, I fucking paid them one at a time.
Jesus.
I literally had to go, bro. I had to go
Hey,
to
can't lie, nigga.
Baby Yo, bro.
Oh,
I had to
man.
go to Baby YOLO and be like, all right, how do I know which one won what? Oh, go here, click on details, and now you'll see what the amount is. I'm like, okay. So then I'd see that address and I'd write that address down and what the winning was, and that address and what the winning that I put on an Excel spreadsheet to make sure that the math was right. Got the math right, but then there was like maybe 15, 20 of these things that I don't see where they are. And it's because they were given away. So I had to somehow like track down the giver away or of them to know where it went. I was like, oh my God, bro. I'm like, baby, I'm about to lose my mind. And she's like, you better figure it out. You're the one who wanted to do it this way. And I'm like, okay. Fucking 3 hours into it, straight 3 hours into it, she hit me with, all right, dude, if you can't figure it out in an hour, let me know. I was like, no, I'm going to fucking figure this shit out, dude. And I did, bro. But it took me collectively probably 8 hours on the clock, bro.
Yeah.
And again, I'm OCD, bro. So it's not like I can just start paying them out. I'm like, here, there's all of them. Let's combine them so it's less transfers because people bought multiple. Then let's find out which one's Poly, which one's Solana. Then let's find out if the math even maths. Then it's like it does. Now I'm sending one out, putting it in green, highlighting it because it's complete. Sending the next one out, putting it highlighted in green. Before I do it, double check. Okay, cool, send it. I didn't make any mistakes, but let me tell you, bro. I was like, never again is every motherfucker a winner, bro. You got me fucked up, dog. We got to figure out a different way. Maybe I'm paying out 20 of these next time or bigger prizes instead.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro, but holy it was tough. So I want animation on shit like that. I want a systematic approach where it's like, here's the hatchers, they launched, they dropped, they unhatched, here's the amounts, push the button, load it up with Solana, load it up with Poly, and it distributes. Boom, done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the part where I want automation on.
Yeah, I mean, it can be done like with all the smart contracts and the D apps and stuff. Like how I have my, if you go into the Links Lotto, like if you connect your wallet, it shows like you could buy your ticket and stuff like that. But then I have an admin page too, and it's like super simple. It's got 3 buttons on it, like draw winner, like pay interlink, pay winner, like that's it. So if you can find somebody to make something like that, to where it's okay, if he sets it up to where you have 2 buttons, that it's like a draw 1 winner, draw 10 winners, draw 20 winners. It'll automatically do it.
I'll always do the drawings through the machine, but I definitely would love to press a button and pay people.
Yeah.
If there's anything I can figure out on that aspect.
Well, I mean,
button.
I bet you Paul could set some shit like that up for sure.
Yeah, Paul's a G with it, bro.
Yeah, set something up to where, I mean, like you might have to go through all the addresses that you have for the NFTs and load them into the D app. And then all you got to do is put like winners 45, 25, 35, like, and then hit pay, and it'll take those addresses to those numbers and just pay them.
I mean, luckily Egon wins every week, it seems like, so I memorized his address already. I don't know if you guys saw that, man, but everyone was putting out that they identify as Egon for that reason, bro. My guy was
I seen
hitting
that.
every single week. He's got like 8 or 9 lotto wins in the 11 weeks we've done it. Some of them as big as 1,000, some of them small,
Dude,
like
that was
$50
killing
in
me.
Solana. But man, it was amazing, bro. It was amazing. Roxy killed it, dude. Hey, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. When I saw my head up on there, I was one of the last ones to get put up there. I was like, hey, that shit kind of look cool, though. I ain't gonna lie, dog. That shit looks kind of cool. It's always fun. Now, Egon, now you know what I feel, bro, when I see an AF on people's name, bro. I'm like, damn, bro, like that's love, bro.
Yeah, no, for real. It took me by surprise, and I mean, I know it started out as a ribbon because yeah, it's like, man, who wants to see the same person, win every week? And you go back to that Trump speech, you're gonna be so tired of winning. I'm like, oh my God, am I, or am I just angry that they're that everyone's not
Trump
winning?
was right
We're gonna win
again.
together.
You're gonna get so tired of winning. Trump was right again.
Egon, I forgot to congratulate
done.
you.
I got.
Oh my
I got
I
God.
forgot to
y'all do the
congratulate
back
you
up.
for winning Parker's giveaway today.
I saw
I'm
that
glad to
too,
see
dude.
that our manifestation backfired on us drastically. But
No,
congrats.
Dude,
that's exactly
No,
what
that's the start
happened.
of the
Ninji,
manifestation.
she is the one
Ah,
that
fuck.
started everything. She put it out there. Mad credit to
Yeah.
not the mama. That means somebody's going to be winning big come the lotto this weekend.
hey, what up, Hinch?
What's up?
How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. Sorry, I just got on. Been setting up my work office for a long time. My home office, I should say.
All right, I'll accept your apology. Don't apologize, motherfucker. You come up here all the time. I love you, bro. I'm happy whenever you get a chance to, dog. Nice
Hell
to
yeah.
see you in here, man. We having an AMA with Trucker, man. You guys got to go back and listen if you guys missed any of it so far. Real quick, let's take a real quick break, real quick. There's 606 people watching us currently at this juncture, which is like 10 times the size of any X space out there, Arn, Roxy, Tiggy, and the few. Okay, okay, like 10x, guys. Okay. I'm just busting chops. But no, I just want to say I appreciate every last one of you guys for jumping in, um, showing love. If you guys can do me a solid right now, if you've enjoyed so far what you heard, if you're on X, please repost it, quote it, like it, comment, not only in the live comments, but also on the actual posts themselves. This does help the algos. It gets it in front of more eyes. If you show them you're enjoying it and you're sticking in and you're tapping in, they'll get it in front of more people, which only brings more eyes to the prize in a long haul. If you're on Twitch, of course, or YouTube, hit us with a live reply. And yeah, sharing is caring. We love you. We appreciate that. In the meantime, want to just say thank you for all the people that have came up so far, man. I do appreciate it. When I was bringing up this shit this morning or earlier in the call, I hope you guys understand. I'm definitely not complaining, and I'm not in a position to where I'm like feeling like you guys aren't showing love and coming up here and grabbing a mic. It just dawned on me yesterday. I swear to God, it dawned on me when I was talking to Frank himself about jumping up here and having an AMA with us. His response totally made me understand that most people probably think this is extremely difficult to jump on it and put your 2 cents in. And if you know me, you know how much it's important to me to know that everyone out there knows that their voice is heard. It is extremely important that you know you have a voice when I have a stage. So if you want to jump on here anytime, you could request for the link. It's just a link that you click on. It takes you straight to StreamYards, and then you're backstage before you know it. I pull you up. You can talk. You can be off camera, just like a space call. You can be on camera if you're feeling frisky. It's totally up to you. But I strongly encourage that you request the link, even if tonight's not the night you want to jump up and grab the mic. Because at any given time, if there's a hot topic that comes up that you have knowledge behind and you think you can help the community by spreading some of that knowledge, or Maybe it's just as simple as someone going through a hard time and you've gone through something similar, relatable, that you want to maybe shine some light on how you got through it. It doesn't really matter. The point is when you get the urge in that moment to grab a mic, you're going to want to have that link handy so you can jump up. You could always jump up and not talk. Just like a space, people grab a mic and they kick it up there all the time, just in case you want to put your 2 cents in at any given time. Unless we're like completely booked on mics, there's no reason to not have one and be ready to chime in at any given time. So that was more or less what I wanted people to understand today when I was talking earlier. And on top of that, I wanted to know, of course, what was so different so that we can at least get an opportunity to rectify some things, fix some things, adjust some things, or figure out a way to at least make it a better experience. That's the goal here, is to make this particular stream a better experience in more ways than one. Number one, a better experience in regards to just visual effects and more personable. Number two, get to the point where it's a large enough stream to where we can actually bring in resources from streaming. Number three, utilize those resources for the better good of this project. And number four, when people don't know you exist, it's hard to move in this particular industry. The more people that tap in and the larger we grow, the more people that know about Lotto. The more people that know about Lotto, obviously, the more people are going to essentially end up wanting to join this family, not just from the interactions, but also from adding to their crypto bags and being a part of that journey as well. And that's only going to help us in the long haul continue to move upward from these lows that we experienced when Solana completely tanked. And so again, we I do this for you guys, bro. Like I'm only up here grabbing mics and talking 6 days a week because it's requested. If the moment it's not requested, bro, I promise you, I'm not coming up here for nothing. I'm only coming up here if you guys feel that this thing is healthy and happy. It helps you become happy and healthy, and is best for the project itself. Okay. So don't feel obligated to come up here. But whenever you want to come up here, please do. It's important. It really does make the world of difference. A lot of times we used to get people that would say, this is the first time I've ever grabbed a mic on Spaces. I've only gotten that, I think, 3 times since we've been streaming in the last month, which is not that crazy. It's not like it's so much lower, but I need you guys to understand how easy it is to grab a fucking mic. I posted it in the link. I posted the link in the group chat, which is on X, and it's the group chat that you're in if you hold Lotto and you want to be a part of that group chat. There is a maximum of 200 people. So we made another chat, which is a Lotto Illionaire chat. So if you hold over 1 million tokens of Lotto, you can hit up at .com parody. That's of course Parker Parody's that's .com Parker's parody account. .com parody, and you can interact with her, DM her, and she'll get you into that Lotto Illionaire chat, which is about 114 people, I think, when I checked yesterday. So as we grow our bags as a community, the streams, it's only going to give us more stability the next time we flex. I don't want a flex and a dump, and a flex and a dump. I want a slow cook, literally, just higher lows, bro. As long as we keep hitting higher lows like we've been doing for the past few weeks, I promise you the higher highs come next. Straight up. This is our highest daily close in almost a month. We're on our way. We're on our way. Solana's looking decent. It's getting back into the bullish territory. We're on our fucking way. Hinch, I know you just grabbed a mic just a couple seconds ago, man. You had a good day. I know we spoke earlier, but your day ended off pretty well, or what?
Yeah, man, went really good. It just unpacked a bunch of boxes that were sent to me 2 weeks ago from work. Got 3 or 4 monitors set up, or 3 monitors in my laptop. So trying to get everything organized so I can. It's easier for me to be in my basement, stream, and pay attention outside of just my kitchen. So excited about that. Other than that, man, yeah, excited to be on.
Been playing any perps recently? You eating off the longs or what?
Hell yeah, dude. I had a 250% runner earlier today, and then I'm in another one right now that's looking pretty good. So slow and steady, man. Slow cook on that too. I learned to appreciate the little wins and the big ones. But typically, like you had mentioned a while back, I think my big problem now is cutting too early. I got to stop cutting too early. But
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about territory. I think that's what people have to understand is what's your plan. If your
mhm.
plan is to scalp, then you're supposed to cut early, and who
Oh, for
cares where
sure.
it goes beyond that. But if your plan is to swing some shit because you're looking at longer time frames and you see a bigger move, then as
Yep.
long as you pop that liquidation below the support enough,
Yep.
yesterday was a prime example for me. I was on stream talking about it. It looked like we were gonna get a nice push. And this was after I'd already suggested that 124 was in play. After
Mhm.
after the third time it failed to break 134, I'm like, all right, dude, things got to come down and
Yep.
test that 124 range. So I did what I told you guys I'd do. I go a dollar below my support. That had my leverage at 43 or 47.8, somewhere around there.
Mhm.
It was in the 40s, but that was enabling me because I got in on a really good entry. I got in around 125, I think. Had
Yep.
the leverage down enough to where it was 123. That gave
Yep.
me a dollar worth of wiggle room. I woke up and was like, phew, glad I went under my support. And then I took advantage of the rippers that we saw.
Yep.
And I scaled out the whole way. I had my benchmarks.
Mhm.
And I'm like 128 was my first scale out.
Mhm.
130 was my second scale out. I wanted to keep enough just in case we got the 134 test again, which we got that. I
Mhm.
scaled out a little bit more, I think, on the way down to 132. And then I still have a runner with the liquidation of 123 in there.
Yep.
Um, I think it might be 25% left in my position, which it's already profit secured, already my principal secured. And
Mhm.
now if there is a bigger move,
Yep.
I'll still reap the benefits.
Mhm.
Mind you, I can still go short and long on anything in between now and that, considering it's so far from being liquidated. And again, if it liquidates, who gives a shit? It's just a very small amount of my profits.
Yeah. I think it was. I know it was today. I'm trying to think of when I got into it though. I don't want to be wrong, but I got in at 126. I put a take profit because I've been busy, really busy the last few days, but just with the lines that I marked out, it was 126 I got in. I switched my take profit I think 3 separate times, and I'm glad I did because I took profit at 133.5, and I just so happened to be able to check it, and it went up to like 133.6 and then retraced back down a little bit. So and that was after my adjustment 3 separate times, so it worked out really well. But it's really hard for me to scalp lately. Just with I don't have time to sit on my phone at all. Like I want to, I can glance at it, but I don't like just taking plays if I can't really look at it. Even though I want to, I
I
learned
I
not to do that.
I only take plays when I can't look, period. When it hits my range. So like
Yep.
right now, 134 is clear resistance.
Yep. Yep.
124 is clear
Yep.
hardcore support.
Mm-hmm.
So unless it hits one of those two, there's just no reason. So like 134, if you take if you go short on 134, you would have been right 3 times.
Yep.
Now, if you take another short at 134 and you're wrong, it's all good because you were already right 3 times. You can't
Yep.
necessarily go negative, no hard, no feeling.
Yep.
You do shit until it doesn't work.
Exactly.
But you could play it so many ways. If it breaks 134 and holds, then you
Long.
could play to that long side too. If it fails to break 134 and you want to take a quick scalp to the downside, you can. But
Mm-hmm.
it's also that longer trend. From
Yep.
95, it ripped up to 134. And then from 134, it's got to retrace a few different levels. It
Mm-hmm.
couldn't hold 130, couldn't hold 132, couldn't hold 128. We saw what happens. It bellies out. Got to tap the next support, 124. It touched that. It held that. Cool. Started to rip. Powell's speech comes out.
Yep.
Couple things go crazy. It comes down to 125, but that's still a higher low. And it
Yep.
held. And it springboarded off that. So I'm still in a bullish sentiment as far as
For
the
sure.
swinger, the swing time goes. But if I can't pay attention, that's
Yep.
strictly what I'm waiting for. I always say I let these opportunities present themselves.
Yep.
I will not force a trade just because I finally have an hour.
Yep. And you
I would
also have
much rather wait.
a lot better success rate than most because you are patient and you know your levels and you stick to them.
I mean, I don't know if it's better than most, but I'll tell you, you know,
It works.
it works. Yeah, it works so far so good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So far so good for sure.
Yeah, dude. That play at 126. I like to be. I guess it all depends. I shouldn't say I like to be at a certain leverage, but it worked out really well for me because I got in at 126. It was at like 131, and then or no, it was even higher than that. This was a completely different trade. It was 128 I was in. It went up. I can't remember what it hit before because I was at a company, but when Powell hit, would it go down like $5, like almost instantly?
You want to know what's crazy? I jumped in the shower actually. I came out, I was like, yo, I know Powell was speaking, but what? You know?
Yeah.
And then but I missed the biggest downpour.
Yep.
Again, I only had my profits in it, so I would have watched it anyway, but that was a big dip. And then it started springboarding. I mean, I caught SPY too today. It was SPY hit 520, which was my next support.
Mm-hmm.
And it closed a 5-minute candle below, but the next 5-minute candle, it opened and closed above. And I was like, all right, I'll go long here. And I went with an expiration date of tomorrow, just in case it didn't really move too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling my boys, like, yo, I'm grabbing, you know, SPY calls 535 expiration, you know, 417. I think I spent 170 a pop. And then next thing you know, shit started ripping, bro. I'm like, yo, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. Damn, I'm not even gonna be able to hold these overnight. There's too much profit on board. I think I catch about 50% profits. I was like, bro, well, that's what I would have been happy with tomorrow. So might as well take it off the table now.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna kick myself in the head if it rips tomorrow. For me, it was like this was this was the plan. But again, that opportunity comes to you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, dude.
It's got to be that patience for sure.
Patience, but then also there's nothing better than hitting it like damn near perfectly. And then especially with perps, it's like if your levels are right, it doesn't take long to see that green pop up. If your levels are wrong, that creates the stress. But I'll also say this: I've learned a lot in the past, say 5 months, or 4 months, I would say, in perp trading. One thing I stopped myself from doing is being pissed off if I come out too early. Like I'll say it periodically because it's kind of funny to me, but I always say like, hey man, green's green, you know, and I'd rather get out a little early on profit than staying a little too long and watch that round trip its ass back down.
Somebody told me something that made the most sense ever. He said, why are you mad? I'm like, cause it went so much further. And he's like, what the fucking charts do after you sell is none of your fucking business.
True,
what
dude.
Your job is if you're gonna watch the charts after you sell, it better be because I'm looking for another entry.
Correct.
Not because of what the heck I would have, could have had. That doesn't make any sense. If your plan was to get out at these levels and you did, win, lose, or draw, pat yourself on the back, know you did a good job, and keep it pushing.
Correct.
And I got mad at it at the time. I was this fucking guy, dude. But low key, that's always been in the back of my mind. It's like, I don't celebrate my wins. I don't get hard on my losses because I had a specific plan. I rather go smaller amount, get liquidated, than to be like, oh, it tapped right off the support. Man, I should have held. So if I can't get my liquidation to be worth the juice, ain't worth the squeeze, then that means my entry's bad. So I have to wait for it to come back down a little bit further for me to go long or go a little bit higher before I go short. Otherwise, the difference in your entry is the difference if you're going to profit or not because of where you got to put that liquidation. If you're putting a 0 leverage on it, you're just not going to make that much unless you're going super heavy. Right. And you might have the wiggle room, but it doesn't mean over time it's not going to get there before you see enough profit either. So I don't look at the amount of profit. I don't look at the percentage of gains. I don't look at anything except for why am I entering this trade? Where's the support if I'm going long? Where's the resistance if I'm going short? I move my leverage based on exactly where that would give me $1 wiggle room to the upside or downside. And I literally don't even think. I just press the button. I put a take profit at my first zone just in case I fucking don't see it. And I'd rather sell out everything at my first zone than to have known it went through my first zone. I didn't sell any of it. I came back and now it's not at my first zone anymore. You know, and if I'm
Exactly.
on it, I take the take profit off. I cut 25% or 50%, depending on how aggressive the move was. And then I'll put another take profit on just in case I get taken out. But I don't even put stop losses because I'm like, I'm willing to liquidate in this trade.
Yep.
Otherwise, my stop loss is above my support. There's no other way around it because I started with my leverage where my liquidation would be under the support or over the resistance. So I think that's one thing people fuck up on is they put the stop loss on and that creates a stop loss above a support
Right.
or below a resistance if they're shorting it, and it only slaps it momentarily and goes in your direction, and you would have been right
Yep.
so many times,
Fuck
but
yeah.
you were too close to support and it wicked right off of it, or you were, you know, too far away from where resistance was and you end up getting stopped out because you put the stop loss on and it had one bad move. Like I think about that candle during the pals, bro, that shit closed out so many people, I guarantee you.
Oh, dude. I mean,
That's robbing you blind, bro, at that point, you know?
if my entry wasn't where it was at, based on how I played it leverage wise, I would have been liquidated, wicked out 100% because I just so happened to be in it at a good enough price to even with that drop, I still had at least $1 wiggle room, maybe even a little more to be honest. But I was up a good chunk percentage wise, but I knew it was running pretty good, man, nice and steady too. But it just took. I didn't even know Paul was talking. I was busy, so that's on me. But it can be aggressive on either side, down or up. So you got to be, you know, you really got to understand that because it took a couple hours of me kind of watching it a little bit to get up to that 130, 131 mark. And it took literally 5 to 10 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, dude. And I didn't even see it. I just saw how hard it hit. But you're right. It bounced real nice. And I got back to where I was probably within 40 minutes. And then it just kept continuing to run. It was really nice. So it worked out. But
I think with perps, I think one of the biggest things for me is, you know, in stocks, it's theta decay gets most people.
Yep.
Like you might get the right directional move, but it takes so long to move there that you end up not actually being up on your options. Or you get an aggressive move to the downside if you're in calls or an aggressive move to the upside if you're in puts, and it deteriorates your premium so much that even when it round trips, you just can't get into the green. And I think that's what's really awesome about perps is that you're not betting on an expiration date or a specific strike price. You're just banking on the move, and you can 100% dial into high probabilities.
Yep.
But what you have to do is document your trading. You have to say why you're taking this and what you're seeing on this. That way, if you notice a trend where you're more profitable in this type of setup, stick to that fucking setup then. It's not, this isn't a game of coin flipping. All right, I think it's gonna go down. Let's just fucking take a stab at it and hope for the best. Like you gotta strategically figure out what's working, what's not, eliminate the what's not, stick to the what is, and you'll start to fucking compound so much faster, bro.
Yep.
You know, the art of compounding is crazy, bro.
It's dude, I have my notebook right here. This is my little black book. Every single trade I do, and I can't do it on the spot.
I'm gonna go off camera for a second. I gotta take this call. It's my oldest.
You're good.
Keep talking. You're fine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say every single trade I do, I mark down what I did, why I did it, and then the earnings or the losses. And I've made.
I need to do that. I never do that shit.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Like there was, I mean, a lot of people probably remember. It's not even that great, but it was like 18 hits in a row, and I thought I was king shit. Like, dude, this is so fucking not easy, but like, you know, everything from like $30 hits to $2,000 hit.
Oh damn!
And I thought it was unstoppable. And then also, you know, I started getting a little more aggressive. Started taking a couple, you know, getting wicked out here and there. Maybe there was one time I was telling Parody this a while back, but I said there was a time where I didn't sleep for like 48 straight hours. It's because I had money left over, but I kept saying, okay, I'm just going to average down a little bit, maybe at a 0x, because clearly my levels weren't right. And it got to a point, I shared one with Ghost where he goes, holy shit, dude, you went 28 soul on a trade? And I was
Bro,
like, yeah, no, it started at
I've had worse. I've had worse, like, slippery slope moments, man. Yeah,
But dude,
it can get scary. Like when I first started doing it, I was screwing up shit like that all the time.
Yeah, and dude, that's not a good way. And
Do you know what the worst thing to do in the world is? If your plan wasn't fucking add to your position, continue adding to your position.
100%.
Especially in perps when it's not like you have like a cut. You can do a million fucking trades a day. Unlike options with certain people with like pattern day trading and stuff like that, it's like, man, I really got to make this one count. So you can get married to a position. There's no reason you should just immediately put a stop loss. Don't like put a trade without a stop loss initially, I think.
Yeah, again, it depends. If you're putting the liquidation right, it should be below your levels.
Yeah.
You know, there's a stop loss. Like if I put a take profit, if I ever add a stop loss, it's only because I'm already in profits, meaning I want to preserve my profits.
Correct.
Otherwise, what was my trade based on?
Yeah.
What level was I'm like, okay, this isn't going my way, I'm out. There has to be that line in the sand for me. And if I can't put the leverage below that, so that way it has a little bit of wiggle room, then I'm literally just rolling dice at that point.
My leverage is always like based on levels. But I do crazy shit where it's like it's a really like narrow level, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, dude, again, if let's say the price is at 128, right? And I know that's been a huge key level. If it loses 128, I usually the depths of hell. If it closes back up above 128, I usually get to the 134. Like, let's just say that's my mean, and it's at 129. Then my liquidation has to be at 127. I have to have the dollar underneath my level, and I have to have a dollar amount in that I'm willing to say if it goes to zero, I'm cool with it. Otherwise, I cannot take that trade. I can't take it, because what happens when I go long, put a stop loss at 127.50 so I don't lose all my money, and then it does just that. It wicks off the 127, and I'm like, fuck. So it's like I'm gonna do I put out a tweet, actually. I think I reposted it just now, so it's at the top. Let me double check.
Dude, that's gonna be killer, by the way. But also, dude, while he's doing that, have you ever been wicked out to the exact cent?
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you right now,
it has to go through it. Like I've had one where it touched my exact liquidity line twice.
I'm talking about being wicked out by a cent.
I'm
not joking, you, dude. On low, and it could be on high volume too, but specifically on low volume when you're trading like late at night or something, or just
it
low
hurts.
volume.
Especially if you're right on the trend, you're like, oh, this is going up. It's going to here, and it does go there, but then like your stock gets hit. That's a rough one. Like I struggled with that for a while.
I also think, dude, like there's ways to like look at the L2 on it, just like in stocks. And I think, bigger money, they'll freaking do stuff to like get that shit and then bring it right back.
I haven't even done that with this. I haven't looked at any of that.
I don't know how to, but I know there's.
I'm just purely doing like technical crap.
I just reposted it on my page, you guys. So if you are on X and you want to learn about perps, I'm gonna teach you how to fucking trade. That's something you need to figure out on your own. But I will tell you what works for me, and I'll tell you what behind trading in general necessary. And
you're rugged.
Is he rugged or am I?
He is.
Yeah, he's remixing.
Okay. Yeah, you're rugged.
He just did it again.
I'm in my basement for a second I thought it was me. He probably doesn't even know he's right. He does, but
yeah.
He's probably like, Hinch, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to talk.
No, I didn't.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, we're getting full remix now. Reverb.
Now that I say it, I got on my iPad strictly so I can still look at my perp right now, because otherwise I have to like get out of it and go into it.
Yeah, I'm in a little perp right now. A little perpy.
All right, y'all can hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, on X, if you go to my page, underneath my pinned post, I have a poll. It just simply says, you want to learn about perps? Basically, we'll do a live stream, yes or no. If you, I think there's like 65 votes in so far. If there's enough people, I'll fucking do that shit daily if I have to. What I'm going to tell you is this. I'm not a financial advisor, so I have no fucking way I can teach you how to do it. In this trading realm, you got to hold yourself accountable. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply share with you what strategy I use. It's free. I'm not charging nothing for it, okay? Because I'm not doing shit but telling you what works for me. But I'm also going to be trying to be as informative as humanly possible when it comes to the art of trading in general, like risk management, what compounding is all about, how position sizing matters so fucking much. I'm going to do this kind of shit to hopefully help you also understand what perps even are, like the perpetuals themselves, what leverage is, what changes the liquidation prices and how. And I'm also going to share with you what I'm looking for in that current market. Why I like perps is because my days are never the same, believe it or not. Therefore, there are times I can't trade options because the market closes by the time I'm absolutely available to do so. So that's when I'll look into perps. But never, and I repeat, never do I just get a bug up my ass that makes me want to fucking trade a perp. I'm already looking at specific levels. I'm waiting for those levels to come in play. I will not trade until that shit presents itself to me. I think over trading is the worst thing you can do in perps. And I find it extremely fucked when I see people that are just all over the place, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. You're going to put yourself in harm's way. I promise you guys. I've seen people just straight up just deplete their fucking resources by chasing. And it's because you've seen it before. One perp, even if you only put in a quarter of a fucking Solana, dude, turn into fucking 4 Solana in overnight. And it's just, you're chasing that. You can't chase perps. You got to let these perps come to you. And I will show you exactly how I do it. And hopefully it'll at least give you guys a little bit of insight onto how you'll take your own trades when you see fit. But my goodness gracious, it could be extremely awesome to have a trait where you can extract resources from the market from time to time to help fill your bags on your conviction plays. But again, notice what I said. I do not pull from my conviction plays, bro, to trade perps. Because at that point, I'm putting too much pressure on myself. What I do is if I have a phenomenal trade, I fill up my trading wallets. And only a piece of that goes into my conviction plays. That way I still have money on the sideline to weather the storm if I go through a losing streak, which happens. But you can't take from your promising plays to trade them, or you're just going to see you deplete your fucking conviction bags. And it sucks doing that, man. It is the worst. I've done it before. It fucking sucks. And it never fucking works out the way you intend on it working out. Because again, you're applying too much pressure to the trade itself. The trade should be, this is set up for what I like. It's here. I have money ready for this moment. I'm going to put in what I can afford to lose. And if the probability works out in my favor and history repeats itself and this exact setup works, then I should accumulate enough resources to add to that trading bag so I can eventually start to increase my position size. But more importantly, I can now take a little bit of that profit and put that shit towards some of my home runs that I think I'll hit in the future with my conviction plays.
Oh, yeah.
You know, not the other way around. Trust me, it sucks, bro. And I fucking hate when I see it. I feel so bad, but you know, we have to learn these journeys sometimes on our own. So I hope I can give you enough information to where you can learn, then live, and not live and learn, because living and learning fucking sucks sometimes, man.
Hell yeah, man. That's good advice.
But I think it'll be fun, and I think people in this community would appreciate it. I get so many DMs about perps, and I'm like, dude, it's not as easy as it seems, bro, on the outside. You have to have a strategy down pat. And Dan, I just heard you say something like, don't journal yours. I think if you journal your trades, bro, I think you'll see such a dope thing, because you're going to notice a trend of which ones work really well for you and which ones maybe not so much. And then you're going to stick to you're a smart kid. You're going to be like, fucking dude, I'm only going to do these types of trades now. And you're consistent.
Yeah, I mean, I did that without like writing it down, but I mean, like, also you can scroll back through your trade history on Jupiter and you can see like, where did you go wrong? And then you can look and say like, well, that's because I did this, you know? So like in the beginning, I was fucking up every single time basically. But then I really like got a system down.
Dude, what I do, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I did is I started just writing shit down, but then I was like, okay, but I don't know why I took that or what my
That's
thought
what I was
process
gonna
was.
say. Yes.
So I bought this, and that's my black one. That's the one I just write it down for like a quick profit loss for the day, because days go by quick. And there's times when I do 10 perp trades in a day, and there's times I go 3-4 days without touching anything. But what I've learned is I love to write shit down. Electronic crap, not so much. I'm old school, but what I really learned was every single day I have a page that says what I did, what the levels were, what my reasoning was. And if I can't explain it on paper, I don't do it, because I need a reason for it. And I can tell you this right now, tons of trades worked really well. There were some where I was like, damn it, dude, like why did I do that again? Or what the hell happened? Like I couldn't tell myself. So what I do is I'll look back on those things, or if I'm listening to other people on the sidelines and they're saying something, I'll kind of look back and reference. You know, it's like journaling at the end of the night. Today was a great day, blah blah blah. It sounds ridiculous, but I can tell you this right now. My thing with perps is I'm in it to make money, man. I'm not in it to gamble. It's all a little bit of a gamble, because anything can happen. But if you're doing it like on an educated level, and you're doing it with a reason, kind of like what Ghost said, I've tweaked personally probably 3 or 4 small to medium things that have got when I do take losses, they're much smaller.
Yeah.
When I take wins, I'm doing it. It's not all one size fits all, but I've done 25, 25%. And what I've learned is I'm compounding my gains a lot quicker. It's less based on bigger wins or medium-sized wins. And I can tell you right now, I've never felt bad about perps necessarily, but I feel really solid about perps now. And again,
same here.
I'm not calling myself, you know, a world-class trader by any stretch, but when I take losses, I only blame myself. I definitely don't listen. I'll take other people's advice, but I don't let their levels affect me, because you know, I feel confident. But journaling has helped me really, and I'm the kind of guy that wants to know exactly what I'm making and exactly what I'm losing, because I made a lot of money on one of them, and I was like, okay, but where does that put me? I know I took a couple hits, but like I need to know that crap.
Let me tell you, the biggest thing though, bro, is it's the why you took the trade.
Exactly.
If you trade fucking 10 to 20 in a day, I don't fucking care if you're an idiot savant, dude. There's no fucking way on God's green earth you knew exactly why you took each one and remembered the order of why you took them. Like I can see, you know, profit and loss all day, but I can't tell you, you know, I'm the guy that when I was in the restaurant industry, I didn't have to write people's orders down.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it. But at the same token, when you see it on paper, even though you know why you did it, there's something you're missing in that moment. It could be as simple as, damn, I noticed the trend. When I take a trade, within the first 5 minutes of me looking at a fucking chart, I don't do good. Why is that? It's because I could go either way on that trade. Every single trade can go either way. So I can easily go, oh, it's at 130. I'm going to go long because I think it's going to hit 134 again. I'm going to go short because it failed to reclaim 134, and now it's going to go down to probably 126 or 128. Like, you could take a trade for whatever reason, but when you're not definitive as to what you were waiting for, and then it comes, that's the difference for me personally, right? I say I'm bullish overall right now. Therefore, if I'm taking a short, it's a scalp. If I'm taking a long, it is more of a swing. I know that to be where my mind's at. So what am I looking for? I want this entry here, and I won't trade until I get this entry here. Now, sometimes that entry comes, and then I reevaluate that particular trade before I even start it. Maybe I switch over to the monthly or the daily, and I go, oh, you know what? Actually, I see a fucking inverse head and shoulders. I don't like that long anymore. I like that, or I see a head and shoulders. I don't like that long anymore. I see that going short. I saw a head and shoulders 2 days ago, and I'm like, man, more I look at that, bro, it looks like a head and shoulders. That's just a fucking triple top. You know what? That's not good. If we can't reclaim 134, homie, we have to test lower low.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that, at least that thought process into it. So when it presented itself, it was easy. I had the confidence. I could weather the storm. I know where to put my liquidation at, and I'm more accurate. Because here's the deal. It's not a gamble. It's probability.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's variables that you can lose, so it feels like quote unquote gambling. But in reality, you're not necessarily gambling. You're putting your resources in when you have the highest probability that you know to be a high probability. How do you know it's high probability? Because I've documented this particular trade enough times that my stats show me that 8 out of 10 times this happens when this happens. So I don't care if it's the 9 or the 10 where I'm wrong. I'll take that trade 10 times, and 8 of those times I'll be right, at least over the course of the last 100 trades. I'll take that trade every time. But what I won't do is increase my position size because I'm right, because if it's the one time I'm wrong,
you get screwed.
I then just forgive all my wins. So I think that it's gambling when you're just coin flipping which side you want to take. I think that it's very difficult as a person who's more bullish than bearish. It's difficult to not be biased in your own trade. I think you have to be able to understand, like, I'm biased. I like going long. I don't like sleeping in a short market when I got the most bullish president in the world for crypto in here, because I'm scared I'm gonna wake up to some announcement and this shit's fucking parabolic again. So I'm only stopping my shorts right now, and I'm only, swinging my longs. I feel more comfortable with a long right now. So if I know that about myself, then I can't just take shorts when I see the perfect opportunity unless I can monitor the trade. I would much rather wait for a long and then take that long when it finally comes. I waited patient as fuck for that 124. It hit 125. I said it live. I'm adding. If it goes a little bit lower, then I'll add more, because that was my plan. I went half position at 125 slap. I'm willing to go another half a position if it does finally hit that 124.
Yep.
I also need that liquidation to be $1 underneath that 123. I set it up. I didn't get to add my second half because I was sleeping when it happened, but I woke up and my shit was still there. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like, I think that's like the hardest thing in the world is not over trading. It's so hard to not over trade, bro.
Dude, not only that, but we've had violent moves on the downside. We've had violent moves on the upside, and people just don't want to miss out on that shit. But in the process of doing that, when you're just going by the seat of your pants, you end up losing your ass, and then you don't have money to trade when you have time to actually think things through and have that patience. So, it's...
You know how they say the best basketball player of all time didn't play professional basketball?
No.
You ever heard that expression?
No.
Okay, so I heard this expression really young and it tripped me out. And it's because I used to play at the park, bro. And there would be some ballers, bro, that I'm like, how the fuck is this guy not in the league? Same on the football field, bro. I played in park leagues my whole life, bro. And there's a couple people that I ran into that I'm like, yo, this dude is fucking nasty. And it turned out like they played at ASU, they played at fucking Oregon State, you know, USC. The quarterback for USC was my quarterback in one of my park leagues, left-hander. And I was just like, damn, how'd this guy not go pro? It's because sometimes it's circumstantial, sometimes it's injuries. Regardless, what it meant to me when I heard that expression was you could be really good at something and never get a chance to see it through. Never get your opportunity to see it through. But there's reasons for why. In trading, it's because you run out of resources. The best trader of all time never got to be a fucking trader because he mismanaged resources, ran out of the resources, and never got a chance to even see if he'd be good at it. And if he did it correctly, he would have been the best trader of all time. You just would never know, nor would he or she. So for me, everything is about longevity. How can I preserve my resources while I'm learning this game to see it through? Because most traders, bro, they don't quit because they don't like it anymore. They quit because they don't have enough fucking money.
Yep.
And that sucks. That actually, as a person, I swear to God, it breaks me, bro. I see smart ass fucking people that I'm like, this guy's gonna be a killer at it, and then they fucking fall off the planet and they can't fucking do it and they hate it and they're just like, I'm fucking over it. No, you're not, dude. You're mad because you ran out of money. You got to be able to hang on to those fucking resources because, my God, when you see the best setup of all time and you don't have money and everyone's celebrating, that shit hurts. That shit fucking hurts, bro.
100%.
Like, it fucking hurts, bro.
I'm going to roll, you guys. It is midnight here, and I got to be up in like 5 hours for work.
Well, we're doing this more Wednesdays, I hear, right?
Yeah. We'll have our spaces on Wednesday at 8, so same time. But then, I'll be popping into these a little bit more often. Get back to grassroots.
Let's fucking go, man. I love it, man. I miss you, bro. I'm glad you jumped up here, bro. And I'll talk to you offline.
Yes, I appreciate it, guys.
Have a good night, man.
You guys are all awesome.
Good talking to you.
You too. Thank you.
That's my guy right there. I was like, man, what the fuck? How come I haven't seen you forever, man? What's up? You know, he's like, yeah, no, you've been doing live streams, killing it. I'm like, yeah, I need you up there. What's up? He's like, I ain't gonna get up there. I'm like, what the fuck? Is it that crazy to people? It looks really that hard.
Dude, you don't make it easy. You make it really not inviting for people. You're scary as shit. You're not welcoming. Like, I don't blame them.
You know what's crazy, bro? When you're in spaces, you see the people that are in here. That is a big difference, actually. And you're like, dude. Hey, bro, I see you. What's up? Come up. And they're like, oh, all right, I'll come up. You know, you really don't see the people that are in watching unless they're typing.
I mean, in the new with StreamYard, I don't see anything, dude. I'm also not on a computer, but I don't see chat. I don't see anything. So to me, it's like it's just us, basically us three up here. So there could be 5,000 people watching, and to me, we're just having a conversation with us. So it's not scary for anyone listening. Even if you're an introvert or whatever, like, come up, man. Like, we don't have to sit here and talk about perps. We don't have to talk about Lotto necessarily. This is anything. And I promise the second you do, give it 5 or 10 minutes and you'll be a regular.
You can see chat through StreamYards. You just have to click it.
No, I'm on an iPad, so I can't see it.
Oh, okay.
The only chat I can see is internal.
I'm on an iPad. Oh, yeah, internal. Wait, no, I'm on an iPad. I can see comments on the top right. Click on, do you see private chat?
I see the one that has it's one notification, and it's just from Roxy saying, you're very welcome, sir, since I've been on.
Is there comments next to that?
Oh, my God, I'm so freaking retarded. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
No, we're just letting you know.
But
How
do you have that come up though when I'm viewing? Because I had to go in to chat then comments to see it, or is it just that way?
It's like I can grab a comment, which sucks. It's only the admins can do something like this, for example.
Oh my God, dude.
Which sucks. I wish I can literally.
I've been coming on these for quite a while, dude.
It.
I literally didn't know I could do. I thought it was because I had an iPad.
No. When you said iPad, I was like, wait a second, dude. I got an iPad. Right? The fuck? It makes the screen smaller, but you can click on comments and see it all.
But I can't see it while I'm streaming, though. I have to literally click the chat, then comment.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
hold on.
how
If you click comment right now, if you click comment, you don't see the screen at all anymore.
I can see it like through the chat, but not really. Like I wouldn't be able to see your face. Like I can see Roxy's like PFP a little bit. It's kind of like looking through a stained glass window almost.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. That's weird. My iPad doesn't do it. I wonder if that's the difference of being admin or
it could be, dude. But also my iPad's probably like 6 years old. It's an iPad mini. It's older, so maybe it's just
it's the mini. That's what it is. It's the mini. So for me, my iPad, I have the right side of my iPad shows all comments. I can go to banners, media assets, style, private chat, and recording.
That's why, dude. And I have a brand new iPad Air, but I don't use it. It's a work one, so I mean I could use it, but I don't. I don't want anything linked.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, bro.
It's all monitored. Yeah. F that.
You got 3 monitors now though too, so you'll be able to go through PC.
Yeah, I just like a moron, I left my adapter to hook I can only see it through one monitor, but it's not working. So I left my crap at work like a moron. So everything's hooked up.
You're able to have the monitors link as one screen, in other words.
No, I can do that. It's the monitors don't like they're on, but I don't have the thing that links into my computer itself.
Whatever. Yeah.
So I mean, I can see the monitors on, they're on, but I left the stupid cord at work.
I got you. You have the power source, but not the source that goes to the PC.
Yeah. Like
That's
at
okay.
work, I have a documentation thing, so it all hooks up.
You're gonna love it, bro. Like I found out today, bro. I was like driving, like, wait, what? I can't wait for that, bro. Oh my God. I'm so excited, bro.
Dude, I just can't wait to where I can stream something, still be on Twitter, do some perps on another screen, whatever I want. Like I don't have to sit here and like I usually go on my phone and then it's like I want to check perps. I don't like doing that on my iPad because it's a small screen for when I use it on Phantom. It's like a small screen and I don't know. Again, it's probably just me. I might as well be 80 when it comes to computer crap.
Same.
But again, it doesn't matter that much. It's not a big deal, but I just can't wait. You know, I see people are like doing all this shit and I have all the crap for it. I just never set it up because when I'm at home, dude, I spend time with my kids. I work enough at work and I have all the hookups.
Honestly, bro, less is more. I'm not even playing, dog.
100%.
Like for me, bro, I literally have 2 big ass screens, but I have Lotto as my main screen, like the chart itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my Jupiter next to that. So I can always see what, Soul's doing in comparison to Lotto, but I don't link my PC to any of my wallets. 0.
Yeah.
Actually, I lied. I have 2 wallets connected, but they're not the same as my wallets, like different key, different everything. And I literally will throw like a couple Solana in it from time to time.
Yeah.
Just kind of fuck around with that if my phone's charging or I left it in the house or anything like that for the most part.
I wouldn't even want to trade on my computer though, to be honest. I like trading on my phone. I just want to be able to like look at charts and shit and just have it up. I won't trade.
I love the iPad for trading perps.
What do you use trading view or trader view, whatever it's called?
I mean, it reverts to trading view in a sense. It's powered by it, so I guess. But no, I use my Phantom wallet.
Mm-hmm.
I use jupe.ag to pop my perps in and out. But I actually use.
Thank you.
You said what?
Phantom sucks. Thank
Phantom?
you. Yeah, Phantom sucks.
I love Phantom and I love Jupe.
No. Jupiter,
I can't chart
yeah.
on Jupiter. I can't.
You gotta forgive her, you guys. This is like a non-Apple user, so you forgive her,
Oh,
guys.
are you an
Oh my
Android
God.
person? Good Lord.
Yeah, forgive her, please, guys.
Get her off the stage. We don't have room for your kind.
No, Phantom's slow as fuck. I love
Dude,
Soul Flare.
I think Phantom's great. The problem is when you use Jupiter, Phantom is a little delayed. But if you're actually trading and looking at the chart, go to Jupiter. It's instant.
I have never even bothered to use Jupiter on Phantom.
Well,
I am all about Soul Flare.
I honestly I didn't know there was another way to actually trade perps besides Jupiter. So I'm just
Well, I
that's what
use
know.
Jupiter, but I use it from Soul Flare. I don't
Oh,
fuck with
okay.
Phantom.
See,
I'm
again,
done with
I
Phantom.
didn't know you could. I mean, I knew you could, but
Yeah, I wasn't trying to cut you off, Ghost. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. For me, it's just about like what you're doing. Like for Phantom, for me, if you're trading, like high volume trading, it's the stupidest app you'd ever fucking use for that.
Absolutely.
I use Bullx if I'm like trying to get in and out of like a play of any kind. But for Phantom, for my conviction plays, like my long holds, is fucking flawless. And then for my perps, the app itself, I ain't never had an issue with that app. That shit works like butter.
I just love it because I mean, are there sites where you can set up to take 25% off the table at a certain price point?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, no.
Not while you're watching it though.
No. I figured that out the hard way. Let me tell you what I do, bro.
Oh, you got okay.
You 3. Okay, I'll be right there. I love you. I do 3 wallets. If I'm doing a swing where I have like I'm extra long or I'm extra short on a swing itself, I do 3 wallets.
I don't mean to interrupt, but you listen up to this real close because I thought of this today when I needed this strategy and forgot to create the multiple wallets. Ghost, take it.
Yeah, I do 3 wallets, and I do. I love you, Egon. Ghost, take it away. I do 3 wallets. He was so sincere, though. I love it. I do 3 wallets, and I do like just for easy math. Let's say I'm long, right? I'll do 1 soul for each wallet. I have the same liquidation on all 3. Right?
Yep.
I don't add to the position or nothing. It's either going to liquidate or it's pushing. And then I do take profit on all 3 of them at all 3 zones that I think it has the potential to hit. So if let's say I'm at 126, I'm long. My first wallet might have a take profit at 128. My second wallet will have a profit at 129.55. And then my third wallet would be, 131.59. That way, just in case it doesn't actually hit resistance, it'll at least push close enough to it. And then that wallet, I'll wake up, it'll be sold out. The second wallet's sold out, and the third one's still active. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And then I might take some of the profit and add to it, or, you know what I mean, just trim out of it, or et cetera. But no, you can't. If you're setting to take profit, it unfortunately takes 100% of it.
Yeah. So, dude, it was a while back, but I didn't even know you could do the 25, 50, and 75.
I remember when we were talking, you were like, wait, hold on, what? I was like, yeah.
And it was a while ago because I use it all the time, but like I was fucking mind blown, dude, because I could have. I was like, I want to take profits right now, but I wish I could just take 50% off the table or 25. Yeah. And I ended up selling, knowing I wanted that profit, and I wasn't willing to let it go, knowing it was most likely going to continue on. I probably screwed myself multiple times out of a lot more money, but I didn't know.
Yeah, no, dude. A lot of people didn't know that, man. You can also,
because you have to hit close.
I didn't know
in
for
order
a while.
To see it.
Like, yeah, you had to like switch over to the other view. I didn't know that for like the first few
actually,
weeks.
dude, I'm pretty sure Ghost, you found out. Was it Tiggy that told us all? Because I don't think you knew either at the time.
No, I don't. I knew from playing with it, but I never utilized it. I could tell you this much, bro. I found out the multiple wallet strategy because I have a fucking strategy that I use.
Shit, by the way.
Yeah, you have to, bro. I do this. I have this issue for myself where I used to close out a fucking position and fucking be so not wanting to close it all out, but like just never having a runner. And I learned the hardest way.
Open up a new wallet and leave a runner. Yeah, that's usually what I do.
Yeah, I learned the hardest ways ever, bro. Just like, fuck my life, dude. I can't believe I sold them all. Why didn't I at least keep fucking 2 options, dude? Like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
And I learned that the hard way, bro. So
once you start doing it, you realize like, damn, I should have been doing this before, because it's just you come back and look at it, it's like, oh, 1,300%. Jesus Christ, that was only $2, but that's pretty cool. I probably should have left more.
I swear to God, bro. So that's why I always have my like. If you look at my charting, I have multiple levels, and I have them in different colors. Like my red lines are my support lines. My dark blue lines are my resistance lines. I have my yellow, which is like my soft resistance. And then I have my light blue, which is like the most recent support that it came back and tested and held for it as like my most current support. And that way I know, depending on whenever I see the chart and where it's headed, I take those, at least 3 of those as my take profit zones. So even if I just do 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, start a position, and I'm willing to do, 0.75 in ads because I'm not getting the best location entry, and I want that, let me add to it if it does go against me a little bit. It helps me in so many ways because there's no point in selling 100% of anything you're in. You thought the direction was this way, you're right. Yet you're all out. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, if you're not charting out levels, like, what are you guiding the trade? It's not like you can't even trade it. Like, you're just,
that is literally a fucking shot in the dark, dude. No matter what you think at that point. But also, I can tell you, some of these trades that I've been in, I'm not shitting you. I've taken 25% off the table. One of them, like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I
always trim.
No, I'm saying like in one trade, it's like 25. Then it goes up a little, 25, 25, 25.
Bro, when I first started fucking with perps, bro, like that was like my one thing. I was like, I took 25% off at a level, and I looked, and it was still ripping actually, and it was worth more than when I took the 25% off. And I was like, oh shit! So I took another 25% off. And then it did that like literally 8 times.
Yep.
Every time it crossed.
And you start to be like, damn, I regret being so responsible.
Dude, I swear to God, every time it broke 350, I was like 25%, 350, 25%. And it was like, how many fucking times can I do it? This is insanity. You're right, bro. It's a lot of people trip out on that because they think, how did you sell 50% and then 25%?
25 of what's left over. That's infinite until it gets basically down to
exactly.
An
and
amount
I just wait till a certain percent profit to sell another 25%, basically. So I'll do like 30, 40, 50, and then like depending on at that point, I've got my money back.
At some point in time, you're going to be literally selling off like $4. But I was in a trade one time.
When I get to 40,
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I got to a point where I had $9 left, and I was like, well, fuck, dude. I didn't realize it because I was just doing it throughout the day, and it got down to $9 left, and I'm like, okay, I think it's time. I'm comfortable doing it all at this point. Like, no reason to keep it.
I always get to the point where if it's like $40 to $60 left on the table, that I literally just keep it.
Well, you might as well.
No, like, I mean, like, this shit's gonna liquidate me. Unless we get the parabolic move to like fucking, $200 on Sol, I'll probably have a couple in other wallets where I'm like, oh shit, I still have this one from liquidations at like 95, 98. Because I think those are like almost. I think it's like 0.18 left at 90. My liquidation was 90. I think it was 88 even. It was really stupid low. It was a 0x that I did because I was like, I'm swinging it. And I think it was I want to say it might have been 98 actually. And it was the second time it came back down when it went through that 95 zone and I went long. It might be like a 98 because I think that day it closed over 100.
Yep.
I have like
if you check your DM, it's the tweet that Ghost is talking about. I bookmarked it earlier.
which actually does lead me to the one downside of this thing. There's no Megatron. We can't just post a link and be like, people go here. But yeah, it's got everything he's talking about, and it's awesome.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you.
Yep.
Where'd you do it?
He sent it in my DM.
I bookmarked your tweet from earlier with the colored lines that you were talking about and your entry point that you're discussing right now about when I hit to the 90s and all that. And I just sent it to him.
Yeah.
But we can't do that here and just be like, go to the Megatron, guys. Here's the link.
Yeah, no, dog. It's fucking. It is really, 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 really. I'm hoping.
I think
that
X just needs to get with it, because we can tweet right now to all the Twitch watchers and the YouTube, but we can't from StreamYard comment to the Twitch viewers yet.
No, but I mean, you can still go to your stream that you're streaming.
No, I know.
And you can still reply in that. So it's like if you're on.
I know, but I'm on a mobile device. It usually kicks me off, and I don't have this multiple screens. So I'm not rich like you, Ghosts. I appreciate you though.
I'm not rich, dude. I wish I was.
I'm Mrs. Cybertruck.
I'm not rich at all, dude.
Me neither.
Levels to this shit, man.
Ghost one is Cybertruck.
MSRP car is a brick.
Let me tell you this much, dog. I know rich people, and I am not rich, dude. Let me tell you. I think it's all.
No, wait. We all are rich then, because we're rich in different ways. You're thinking of rich the wrong way,
Rich in
man.
friendship.
Exactly. Just in life, you're wealthy. You're not rich. You're right. He's right. He's not rich. He's wealthy. That's right. You got it in abundance, my friend.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people that are extremely wealthy. I work in banking, obviously. The richest guy I've ever met in real life that I actually know literally wears, well, you guys don't know this place. Let's just say it's like a farmer place. He wears, well, you know, Wrangler. He wears like Wrangler jeans. He had a 15-year-old Suburban, and this dude had more money in his checking account than 99.9% of people will ever even see at any point ever. Like, it was crazy. You don't. Yeah.
I'm the most.
That's how they.
I know rich. I know it sounds like a straight up lie, but I'm the most generic in the game. I'll shoot you straight. I wear Jordans and Yeezy slides. That's like bougiest thing I do.
Bougie.
That's the bougiest thing I do is fucking. I like cool Jordans, bro. I'm a collector on Jordans.
Hell yeah.
But I wear either basketball shorts or fucking sweats.
Yep.
I wear a black tee, Tommy John black tees every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally am like Mr. Rogers. You open my drawer and it's like fucking 100 black tees.
Bro, I just thought of that. You remind me of Doug Funny. Like, you open the closet, it's all the same outfit. 12 of them.
Swear to God, dude. And I have hats, dude, that I fucking rotate, dude. Like, shoes, hats are the bougiest things.
Hats and shoes, bro. Like, it's crazy, and I never wear them. I wear like the same 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you always have your favorites, right? Like, you always have your favorites.
For sure.
You know what for me was Jordans. Jordans for me, I remember I hated when my feet were growing so fast, bro. I was like a size 12 and I was like 5'4", dude. It's like, what the fuck, man? I finally grew into my feet, dude.
Fucking Mickey Mouse.
5'4", 90 pounds, 12, size 12.
Yes. Yeah, bro. So I was 5. I wasn't even 5 feet yet, and I wasn't even 100 pounds freshman year, and I wore like a size 10. And then by junior year, I was 5'6", 120, and I wore size 12s. And then I graduated. I was like 5'7", 155. I'm 6 feet, 188 to 192. I'm fucking size 12 still. But ever since I hit that,
you're like a dog. You grew into your paws.
I grew into my paws, dog, for sure, dog. But ever since they stopped growing, dog, I was like, oh my God. So I buy Jordans and my rotation's so clean that like I'll wear one pair probably like 5 times a year.
You know,
The
your
other
feet never stop growing, actually. They go slower, but they're like your feet and your ears are the two body parts that never stop growing.
Isn't it? And your nose. And your
Nose and
nose.
ears.
And your nose a little bit, and some people say your nails, but mainly like your feet and your ears.
I didn't know feet kept growing. I thought it was nose and ears. That's a trip, dog.
Yeah, your
Shit,
feet.
Ghost has like 20K in shoes. He's like, fuck.
I swear to God, my heart
Like slower, like, you know, like my shoe size hasn't changed in a while.
Yeah, I've been a size 12 since literally senior year. Junior year, I think. Junior year, I was like, oh shit, I can wear a 12 now.
Yep. Senior year.
Dude, imagine having like my next door neighbor is one of my good buddies, wears size 16 and a half shoes. He can't find shoes ever. He has to like
even size 14 is impossible.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of places will carry 14s, but they're gonna be hard.
Like shitty ones. Like Ronald McDonald.
Tell him to go to StockX.
StockX, okay.
Yeah, StockX. He can literally find any Nike, Jordan.
No lie,
Adidas,
I did that. Yep. Tried to
shoe
buy a
in the
sold out pair of Stay Puft Marshmallow Man kicks from Adidas. That's right. Y'all heard me. They were on StockX.
Yep. Everything is on StockX.
Do they have the old school pumps? Reebok pumps?
Everything
you could think of.
Fuck, dude. I need to give me a pair of those.
swear
Dude.
to God.
I see generic knockoffs or like new pumps. I want the ones that actually you can pump that shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
You'll
dude,
pay a lot, but they'll have them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't care.
Bro,
That's nostalgic for me, man.
Bro, my business partner got me the Jordan 11 McFlies from Back to the Future, dog.
Dude, I just saw you were telling me that before. I saw those on TikTok.
Shut up.
Those
The
things are
mags?
the fucking sickest shoes, dude,
Yeah,
of all
I've
time.
seen those too. Those are sick.
Insane.
Yeah, but they're the Jordan 11 versions, bro. So they have a pad that they charge on, dog. What?
So you got the new ones.
How
Yes,
does that
sir.
work? How does the strapping work on it? Is it automatic or do you have to do
Yes.
it? So it's
No,
just
there's
like the
a
movie.
button. There's a button on the side that glows
Dude.
like
You have
infrared.
to activate it.
You just press it and it goes.
Dude,
Just sucks.
I thought that was CGI when I saw it on TikTok. I was like, that is fucking
Sweet.
insane if that's
Power
real.
laces.
I'm never gonna wear those fucking things. Man.
Oh, I would never wear them, dude.
I
I
know,
want to put
right?
them on my wall, dog.
Do you
But I
have,
want them always charged because the light is so hard on them.
you ever see those cases, Ghost, that you can get?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they like
I bought them.
they can turn or they can just chill.
Yeah, the clear. They're like
Yeah.
clear. Bro, I bought a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, the acrylic ones that have the moving turntable.
Yeah, and it looked so dope. They lit up. You plug them in. They connect when you stack.
Mhm.
Bro, those fucking cheap ass fucking things. I couldn't get them to work to save my life. Then I left my garage door open one night. 2 rats got in there, and I was fighting these fucking rats for like 30 minutes, bro. I must have broke like 50 things in this garage, bro. I was throwing fucking dumbbells. I was throwing fucking hammers. I broke those little square shoe boxes that lit up. I fucking broke. Dude, my wife came and I was like, close the fucking door. She's like, what's going on? And I was just, dude, it looked like Tasmanian devil went through my fucking garage, bro.
Do you have cats?
So many things. Yeah, dog.
Dude,
3 of
put
them.
those fuckers out there. Shut the garage door and put those out. They'll have them dead overnight for sure.
Bro, I didn't even think of that, but
Ghost has wild game for
I have.
Wait, did you say you have ferrets as well?
No. My wife has been begging me for those. No fucking way.
Oh, maybe
Cats
that's what
are
it was,
probably
he's got things that are
tamest
like
animals he has.
pretty close to us on the food chain type shit in his house.
I used to. I got rid of that African serval. That motherfucker got me one too many times.
Got rid of that fucking lion. That
Wait,
rich.
what was it?
It was an African serval, dog.
Oh man.
Just
that like
Google African serval, and you're gonna be like, "No way, yes way." I have pictures.
Is it like a cat mix?
It is literally. Its kill rate is the
Some
best
jealous
in the animal kingdom, dog. I didn't know this, but apparently when they strike, they
Dude,
kill.
Are those even legal to have?
Well, I was told
Probably
it was.
not,
I was told it was.
When
the
you're
Savannah.
shopping for your pet by kill rate, yeah, questions
Yeah.
are raised.
Listen.
Yeah.
In my defense, my wife's like, I want a Savannah. I said, what's a Savannah? She said, it's when you mix a serval and a Maine Coon. Yeah,
Dude. Yeah, that
Dude.
fucking jackal.
that's what I have.
Yeah, he had
How big was it? Like 50 pounds?
his house.
I don't know the weight to it, but when it stood up, it was over 5 feet,
Dude, that is
4.5 to 5 feet for sure.
like, dude, that's scary because those things are, I'm assuming, are like, I mean, cats. Not they don't scare me, but those things can be vicious too, dude. They're like so fast and so, like, I can't imagine that thing that will kill someone, dude.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you need a special permit for that in California for sure.
I'm gonna show you. Watch this.
Good. Ghost is like Mike Tyson having a fucking tiger.
Ghost exotic.
Yeah, Ghost exotic.
I love everything that just happened.
For real though.
Ghost exotic.
Okay, so first, let me explain to you what happened. My wife's long dream was to own a serval. I mean, a Savannah, which it's supposed to be an African serval mixed with a Maine Coon. Now, that's like an F1. Then an F2 is when you mix it again with the domesticated cat, and then they're really friendly. So I'm going around and I'm looking at all these F2s, and I'm like, bro, they're lying, bro. These are just fucking cats, bro. Like, get out of here, you know? Finally, she finds one, and I'm like, all right, that looks like the real deal. Well, the breeder came from Santa Barbara.
Look at that bitch.
Gang. Look at
that fucker.
Oh, yeah, Santa Barbara.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bro. How about this? I was bottle feeding this little guy.
That's yours?
It was, bro.
this guy's living with a fucking cheetah in his house.
That's legit a cheetah. Little small.
I'm gonna show you though. This is like the first day I get it, bro. They come in and I'm like, oh my god, this thing is the cutest thing I've ever seen. It looked like a little hyena.
Was it a baby?
Yeah, I was bottle feeding it, bro.
I just saw one.
Like, the bigger the animal ends up being, like the cuter it is as like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was adorable. I was literally bottle feeding it, bro.
Yeah.
And the same night, I realized they hit him with like a tranquilizer or some shit because it was a long drive, I guess. So he's like, yeah, put it in the bathroom.
Wild animal.
Yeah, put it in the bathroom, make sure, you know. And I can smell like I'm on a safari, dog. I'm like, this motherfucker smell like a real like hyena, bro. Like, what the fuck? So I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I turn the light on. It's like, and I was like,
the fuck
you're
is that?
okay,
Oh hell
bro?
no!
Is that mange? What's that smell like?
Apparently, dude, it was definitely tranquilized.
And coming like out of anesthesia, essentially.
For me,
Coming-
that's the first red flag. My new pet has to be tranquilized for transport.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. He didn't tell this guy fucking. First off, it wasn't an F2. It wasn't even an F1. Turned out it was an African serval, bro.
Dude, that thing probably cost
Ocelot
$5,000
ears,
too.
20 bands, bro. I spent
Oh my
$24,000 on that cat, dog. I literally spent 24 racks on that cat, bro.
Dude, people spend like 10, 12 grand on French bulldogs, and I thought that was insane. 20 bands for a fucking cat. Are you serious?
Remember though, this was
for an enemy, for an opponent.
This was my wife's like
Dream, yeah.
pet since I known her.
My dream's to have a Cybertruck. Ghost, can you help me out?
Look at how cute this was.
Oh, dude, yeah, I could see that.
I see the appeal.
Yeah, that thing's cute as
Look
shit.
at that thing, dog.
It's
the
cute.
face on that thing, dude, with the ears.
But the ears are bigger than the head, so I'd be like, this is about to be big as fuck. Whatever this is. The ears
should be
so
cats that think they're dogs, but
How domesticated did you get the cat?
Look at the bottle feeding we were doing, bro.
Oh, that's nice.
So you're like, oh, you're gonna get a bond.
You bonded with it. Did it bond with you back?
No, it bonded with they're only one. So it bonded with my wife. So my wife in this thing.
Fuck you up, probably.
My wife in this thing, like all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
They were just besties. And then I would get home, and this is how it would greet my ass. Wait, hold on. I thought that was a video. It's not.
Just start humping you.
It started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And I was
Going
like,
into those giant ass ears.
Did you have kids at the
yeah,
time?
yeah, we had a punch code lock for our bedroom. It lived in our room. But nah, bro, it got me in the middle of the night one night, bro. I woke up like, bam, like, what the fuck? I grabbed my fucking face, bro, and it slit my fucking eye open.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh, yeah, you gotta go, bro.
Yeah. Dude, imagine if it did to one of
for
your
real.
kids.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't gonna imagine that. My kids couldn't interact with it.
Well,
That's why I
there's
was
no
like,
purpose then. There's no purpose to it.
like, bro, look at, she would just kick it with my wife, like, all day, every day, bro.
Yep.
Just kicking
Looks-
it with her,
It looks
besties.
pretty cool.
Well, at least you don't have to
But
worry
no,
about home
dude.
intruders coming in. That cat would have fucking mauled anyone.
Bro, you don't even know. My boys would come over and I'm like, dude, check out what I got. And I'd open the door and they'd be like, oh, what the fuck, dog? Hey, what the fuck is that, bro? Hey, what the fuck? What are you doing, dog? I don't want
Oh, bro, yeah, I'd be like,
chill,
you're
dog. It's
fucking
cool.
nuts,
It's
bro.
cool.
I'd leave. That's what I'd be
Bro.
like. I'm gonna fucking leave, dude.
My business partner, I swear to God on my life, bro.
Mhm.
He opened the door. Like I pushed the code in. I opened it like all slow to see where it was at. And I was like, oh, you could see it. It's on my bed. It was on the baseboard of my bed
Mm-hmm.
to the ceiling. And it was like
Yeah.
he fucking closed the door. He's like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
That thing's gonna fucking
I'd be
kill
like-
you, dude.
I'd be like,
No,
I'm
are
no
you
longer
fucking
business with you.
stupid? That
I was your business
motherfucker.
partner. Now we're just friends. All right.
Yeah, bro. He's like, it's gonna go for your jugular.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're out of your mind. And I was
Yeah,
like, no, bro, what the fuck? It's chilling, bro. I watch movies with it. It's kicking it. Everything's cool. Well, bro, one day,
Because it wants it to be.
bro, it did not. Is that you, baby? Yeah. Okay, I'm coming. One day, bro, I woke up to getting straight slashed.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
I woke up like, what just hit me? The sun's barely peeking. I grabbed my face. I looked at my hand. I was leaking, bro. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill it. And I start like walking towards it to like, and it's like, you know.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then fuck, I'm like, if I kill this cat, my wife's gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking was just like, oh my god. Like,
Or in
this
the
busted
meantime-
my eye, bro. It got
Or
my eyelid right above it.
Oh boy.
I feel like every cat or every like animal story, like a crazy wild animal story, is like that. It's like it was the perfect. It was just like a dog for years and years and years, and then one day it's just like, yeah, fuck this, and then it
Yeah.
just fucks them up.
Well, dude, it's still a wild.
Hey, I'm about to
animal
put these
technically.
kids to
Yeah.
sleep real quick.
Okay, for sure.
I'll be back
I
in a
have to
minute.
go too, actually.
You out?
Yeah, I got to dip. I got to get some sleep.
Everybody
but-
want to call a night, or you guys want to wait a little bit?
Yeah.
We can call it.
Okay, perfect. Love you guys.
All right.
I hope y'all
guys-
enjoy your night tonight, man, and I'll see you guys online tomorrow for sure.
Sounds good. Later, guys.
Sounds good,
All
guys.
right, Joe.
Take care.
Peace.
Bye, Rocky.
Everybody.